in.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hope you enjoyed what maybe was the nicest weather day in the history of mankind yesterday. I don't think there's any wind. It was like 70 degrees.
It was as close to Xanadu as you can get.
I think you're right.
I think the wind was almost inverted. I mean, it was incredible.
Holy God, sometimes he says things that are amazing. Inverted wind.
Yes, that's a pretty good term.
Yeah.
I like that.
I wonder if it can be that way.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what it felt like.
Could it be like a suction?
Like a suction almost.
What's
the wind at? What's the wind at? -1.
Yeah, be careful.
Be careful.
It'll suck you up.
So you go into a black hole.
Be careful here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Be careful here.
Wow.
Inverted wind. I'll never forget this.
This day.
Oh, I think the wind's inverted.
It was, I mean, you kept doing like, hold it. Is there a breeze? No, there isn't.
That's not
hang on. Do you feel one? No, there isn't.
There wasn't.
The look on Sugar's face was just like, I mean, we did Mopac twice.
Jeez.
Oh, you went twice?
Twice.
Oh, that's a big deal.
There's 2 walks a day every day, Jake.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Every day is 2 walks a day.
Were they longer than usual, though?
They were longer than usual.
That's proper.
And then the
Proper.
evening one was the one that was just insane how nice it was in the evening.
Poor Bullet.
Yeah.
This is Bullet's kind of under the weather. Not bad. I mean, not like Sugar was. But he just wanted one walk yesterday. Hope he peps up today. He's going to get groomed. So that means Trix is coming home during the day. He's always very happy. He's always happier to see Trix than me. Yeah. It's a dog thing, probably, woman thing.
Actually, Sugar likes me.
Really?
Ooh, zing.
It's okay. Laura knows.
Zing.
Laura knows. I bring
It's
it up.
different. So it's the exact opposite for us. He's happy to see me and reacts very favorably, but with Trix, it's crying and she hasn't been home in
Like a month.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Really?
She's
Come
been
on.
gone for 4 hours.
Well, Bill did make the long drive to get Sugar originally, all the way to Michigan. Is that right, Bill?
Michigan.
And it drove back by himself
That's amazing.
with a puppy.
With a puppy
That was-
in a laundry basket. And then the last 2 hours didn't work. So she rode on my lap.
I can't imagine. It's a
Rode on
long
my lap
time.
the last time.
It's a long time.
Lap thing's dangerous. It got turned out on that intersection at 84th and Adams. Jake knows the one.
I know.
too.
Yeah.
Dangerous intersection at 5 o'clock. And he was struggling. He was like caught in the middle. And I was on my cycle. It was no problem. I averted disaster. But I was like, I wonder what's going on. Oh, he had a dog on his lap. Dog on the lap. And he was struggling with the dog.
Yeah.
How big of a dog are we talking?
Bigger dog.
Yeah. That's not
He's
good.
like, he's like trying to see over it. And I was like, okay, he's in a jam.
Sugar,
He's in a jam.
I
That's
could
a
hold,
pickle.
I could hold Sugar like this at this
At
time.
that time,
and she
yeah.
was just asleep, like right here. Yeah.
But Bullet will get on my lap sometimes. I'm like, you can't do this. This
Yeah.
is dangerous. No, you got to get over in the other seat.
I
Wow,
tell you,
this is idle
if
shit.
This is beautiful. It's supposed to be like this.
If you want to see happiness, if you want to, the part makes me happy, and then the dog is just as happy. I saw it yesterday. I'm whipping down the road behind this truck, and there's a dog in the backseat with his head out the window. And I'm telling
You're
you,
happy.
that makes me that happy. And that dog is like, this
Smiling.
is it, man. He's smiling. He goes, this is it. And also as cool was the owner knew, hey, you get in the back seat, I roll the window down, and away we go, man. And that dog he knew what was going
100.
on. When you see a dog with his head out the window
And a smile.
they're just like,
The dog smile is
the
incredible.
dog smiles right at you. Dog smiles incredible.
And Bullet has like a normal good smile, and then he has like a really good smile. Like it goes to other level. Like he shows his teeth smile.
Yeah.
Super happy.
Sometimes Sugar gets her lip caught in her teeth. It looks like she's kind of winking, it's kind of looking at you, kind of funny,
Smiling.
smiling.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God,
Bullet almost looks like he's snarling, but it took me a while to understand. No, he's smiling.
Yeah.
That's a smile.
Just let those people know when you drive by them and they got their dog has the head
Honk.
out the window. Let them know, like, appreciate you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dog.
appreciate you.
That dog is happy.
That dog is happy.
Yeah.
You
Jake,
would-
a dog smile is incredible.
It is. You witnessed something that happened before the show. You came in and told us something about Sip.
Oh, did he hear him?
I
Jake
heard
talking
you.
to me?
I heard
Yeah.
you.
It was.
What happened before
I
the
just
show?
thought it was interesting. There were two garbage trucks.
Okay.
One was driving east on O, and one
Yeah.
was at this light over by the ticket, so
Uh-huh.
I headed south. And the one honked at the one, thinking he'd honk back.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Didn't.
So the guy honked twice. You know, and,
I heard
Yeah.
this outside.
Yeah.
I heard it. I don't know what's happening.
yeah.
You saw it happen.
You saw it live.
Yeah, and I think there was some disappointment on one of the
Yeah.
on the behalf of one of the trucks. It's like, what are you gonna? You're not gonna honk back?
Yeah.
So he honked again twice. No
No response
You
still?
know, the guy in the other
Oh.
truck's like, no, I ain't honking at that
No, no,
bastard.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't like it.
I know you. This is obviously somebody probably brand new
Maybe.
in the business, probably honking. Like
Oh,
this other guy's
all
been
kind-
like,
yeah.
he's like 12 years in.
Got
Like,
some
yeah,
drama on the
Yeah, all
garbage
kinds
industry.
of things. Yeah, all kinds of things entered my mind. Like maybe they had a fight yesterday or something.
something.
You know.
Maybe they're just trying to make up. Yeah.
I heard that. I didn't know what was happening. Though. Thank you for the replay of that.
Idle
Play-by-play.
chit chat.
Yes. I
The
heard-
chat.
It was loud.
The chat. Oh, what else?
What else from yesterday? Anything? No scams for me. It was a pretty chill day. Nothing. No scams. Nothing. No
That
drama.
thing got me so much when Jake sent the text that he'd been hacked. I was like,
Didn't get hacked.
didn't get hacked.
Got
Personally
conned.
hacked it. Huh? Yeah.
Did not get hacked. You just there was just
I've been conned.
I've been
Yeah.
conned.
That's what you said.
Should have used that one.
That was
instead.
funny, by the
Yeah.
way. I've been conned.
You pre-sent money. You pre-sent money.
Well,
Poor Elizabeth.
mistake.
Elizabeth just
It was the first
Sort of-
time for everything.
You
It
weren't
won't
afraid.
happen
You weren't
again.
afraid to call her out though, so at least you had to. work
She
through that.
felt bad about it. She was okay with it.
she learned a lesson.
Yes. Like I
She's
said,
young.
it wasn't 2,000.
I think we
200.
might have
could
helped
live
a
with
lot
that.
of people yesterday with what happened to Jake.
Don't prepay.
There'd be a lot of people going, hang on here now. Let's think about what just happened to Jake Sorensen 2 days ago.
God, she's still. I kind of admire Elizabeth though, because she's still in that phase of her life where she trusts people. I don't trust
You
anybody.
trust a lot more than I do. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I was solicited for funds at Russ's the other day. There's two young men doing something. I don't know what they wanted money for, but they just wanted $1. So I got $1, and they said, no, we can't take cash. We have to do it electronically. I said, no go.
I don't think so.
I said,
Sorry.
you want my information? Nope.
no. Hold it.
What? Yeah. What?
Yeah. They had like a little money, not a money machine, but like a little machine you could put your card in. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
That was a
Yeah.
good pass by you.
Yes,
I don't think so.
But the good news, here's the good news is I offered him up $1.
Yeah.
So I felt
Yes.
I was.
Hey, you're in the
totally-
clear. You're
Yeah,
in the
it's in
clear.
the clear.
How
I said,
about that
clear.
one? You want cash? No, we don't take cash.
see, that's
What?
why I wondered about. Like, wait a second. Okay, no, I can't. No, I said no go.
Imagine Bill going to pass the Girl Scout cookies, and they say we only take card. When he says I got $20 burning a hole in my pocket, you'd say no.
I wouldn't do
What
that.
would you do?
I have cash here.
I would probably
Stick your
trust
card
the
in there?
Girl Scouts. I don't know.
You wouldn't like it though.
I don't know. I would
You
not
want the
like that. I
cash.
always do cash. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Better times.
Better time.
Lemonade stand. No, can't take cash, but we'll take your card.
$1, please. Really?
Yeah, it was for some. I don't know, medical supplies overseas or something like that. I gave him a listen.
Yeah.
You know.
And you were gonna give him $1,
Mhm.
actual cash.
I
Not
couldn't
good
believe
enough.
I think I still have the $1 in my wallet. I hardly ever take. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Bam.
The one that
Yeah.
I never hardly ever carry cash.
I'm just the opposite.
I know you
I always carry.
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah, I
not, I'm
haven't-
not at this extent of your dad with a grand.
Yeah, I just whip out a
Yeah,
grand.
didn't have that, but no, I always have cash.
He had a minimum of 600. I mean, there's always how much he got? I don't know, 1,000.
something like that.
The older guys. That's not much to my dad. Older guys did that.
That's why that way if you see
Better time.
you see a Girl Scout cookie stand, if you see lemonade stand, you're available.
You've espoused that, and I've not really listened. I drive by a lot of stuff.
And I keep extra. I keep extra cash of
I'm not-
ones
I'm not gonna
and
lie.
stuff in my man purse.
That man purse.
Oh, it's incredible.
The back that's
Hey,
the Beck's bag.
okay,
right?
Oh, yeah, it's a
there's a
Beck's
lot of
bag.
things we
It'll
got.
last for 300 years.
There's a
Beck's
lot
bag.
of things we got to cover sometimes in idle chit chat. I still have mine. It was recovered in Manawa,
Yeah.
and I want to use it daily.
Yeah.
Can
You,
I?
you can.
Yeah,
Well, Bill,
You don't
I
mind?
bring it every day.
You don't mind though?
No, not at all.
If we're both carrying it.
Yeah.
they brought them into us for
Yeah.
us to use the
I
bag.
know, but I see bills and I'm like, I'm really envious. Like that's something I would like to have, to throw all this crap in.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
I throw everything in it. That's all I do. That's just my thing. I
I
got
noticed
the
this
easy
sort of-
access. Right now, if you go in there, you can find some. There's a fishing stringer. There's some fishing lures in there. There's some cologne. There is a thing to roll lint off of. To roll lint off of your shirt. There's a bunch of pins. What else is in there? A couple little man.
I've noticed there's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It would really. It would take you back.
I've never. No. Yeah. No.
Like
not
yesterday
with you,
when I was trying to find the Rice Krispie bar from Woody that has mesmerized us. It was hard. I was reaching around there I knew it was in there somewhere. I was trying to find it. Took me a while.
Cologne.
Yeah.
Okay. Cologne sparks some more idle chit chat. I've walked by some guys in Planet Fitness that smell incredible. They're a cologne. Cologne in the gym.
Yeah, I'm in the gym. I don't know. Mine's more of a spray cologne, and I just have it there. Don't know if it's been used in the last 6 months, but just you never know.
Okay. Did you
All
do
of
it
a
in the
sudden.
gym?
No, no.
Some guys, those young
Yeah,
dudes,
they
you walk
do,
by
yeah.
them, you like smell gum, like, whoa, dude.
They
it's
just
like
don't know. They don't know.
It's like the
I'll tell you what
club.
would be awesome. Could you pick it out right now? Could you pick out Brute 33?
Yeah, I think I could pick out Brute
I think I
in the
could.
green bottle
The
with the
green
black
bottle
top.
was incredible.
100.
You would douse yourself in that stuff. That was great.
Am I
Oh,
wrong?
oh yeah, Brute 33 is in a green,
Yep.
thin.
100.
Yeah, God, it'd be nice to have some of that.
That turned
Brute.
into Axe in my age.
Did it?
And that,
Axe
and
was
that,
the
that
stuff?
stuff, you know now. Even
I
now,
still use it.
you still use Axe?
Yeah, I use Axe. I just bought some at
Yeah,
Russell's.
well, Axe was the middle school.
Middle-
Axe was the
I
middle
just-
school.
I don't care what you wear.
Deodorant.
This fact, yeah, I just bought it at Russ's.
Yeah.
This is idle.
You-
chit
This
chat.
is really idle chit chat.
It is.
And the lady you would like this too. The lady that was checking me the other night said, "Hey, it's the candle man." I'm like, all right, all right, let's not do that.
Let's not do it.
Yeah, I'm not the candle man.
Well, you kind of are. You buy candles
Hey,
every
it's a
time you go
candle
to the store. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a candle in like 30 years, and you buy one
Every day.
Every
No.
day.
I don't understand.
No, not every day, but
Close.
Every week,
oh god,
yeah.
yes.
twice
yeah.
a week, 3 times
Yeah.
a
I
week.
haven't
three
bought one
times
in
a week.
40 years, and you buy one once a week. So that's the candle man.
You're the candle man.
You're the
Oh,
candle,
candle
man.
man. What else,
David.
Jake?
David chimes in. He says, "I bought a 75-cent lemonade yesterday for $10. The kids went nuts with excitement."
Oh yeah, the tip is great.
Woo, it's
Oh,
a big tip.
okay,
Yeah.
that's not Bill.
Yeah.
That's I like that you do that. I need to.
I always over tip. I don't know if that's pretty bold right there. Going that's a strong one.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. Yeah, but to have it in, so if you have it in your bag, there's not. I have went to the point where I've driven past one, didn't have cash, drove to my house, got cash, went back to the lemonade stand.
God, that's nice.
They're out there. They're out there hustling, man.
Gotta respect
they're,
that.
they're not sitting inside their phone.
All right,
They're
I'll,
out
Not
getting
playing
stuff
video
done.
games.
Yeah, they're getting stuff done.
I'll be better about that. God dang it! I just don't keep cash very often.
Matt on Facebook says, "I also love Axe." Come on, man, don't be bashing Axe. That's
Yeah,
too
Yeah,
much.
I'm not down on
I
Axe.
didn't bash. I just said in middle school that was the deodorant of choice in the locker room. So I still have that sense from middle school of the first time I ever smelled Axe. Really, I haven't used it ever since middle school. I use Old Spice.
I got you.
Yeah.
Old Spice.
Yes,
There's
it's the
Old
bad
Spice-
Old Spice versus Axe is a
Old
is a,
Spice
is a bad one.
cologne.
Yeah.
With the little red, like my dad's cologne.
I don't know. We can look at it. I can bring it in.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. I want to see that.
I need to
Old
start.
Spice, yeah.
All right, there you go. There's some good idle
Anything
chit
else,
chat.
Rob?
What else? What else?
Anything else for idle chit chat?
Ah,
The
it
Brute
seemed like there was
33
some-
has me just mesmerized.
There's something else I had to address with Bill, like almost get his permission on something. I need to start writing things down.
Doubt it.
Are we talking about Iowa's big win, Jake?
We'll get that right now. That is idle chit
Okay, there
chat.
you go.
Sponsored by a friend. I had it pulled up here. Andrew, Newton's Lawn Care. I got a text. That's why it took me off my my screen here.
What the
New
heck?
customers get 20% off a
New.
2025 fertilizer program. Just text the ticket to 402-440-6297. Get a free quote within 24 hours at Newton's Lawn Care. And you said he was out working out this morning. Is that right, Bill?
What's that? He's running stretch and flex
Stretching,
at
stretch and
Holmes
flex.
Lake.
Stretch and
Holmes
flex.
Lake?
At Holmes Lake for all the yard people in Lincoln.
Mm.
Also, Andrew, if I've moved, am I a new customer now? I want to know.
You
if
could be. Yeah, your new yard.
Do I fall into the 20%?
Andrew,
discount?
chime in.
Let us
Even though he's
know like that.
stretching right now.
He's stretching right now. We'll be able to
Yeah,
do it.
You have
That'll
a
be
new
fun.
yard, different
Yeah.
place. I think
Yeah.
that should count.
Where
I
are
think
you
it should
at now?
count. What's that? Just stop.
Give us
I'm gonna give your home address out. Don't think I won't. Don't think I won't. Try it. Try me.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That was
You gave
fair.
your own phone number out.
That was a fair.
Yeah.
That was fair.
Last night, the Big Ten basketball
I'm
tournament
looking at it. Go ahead.
began in Indianapolis. 3 games, and then we'll get the last one was most dramatic.
Yeah,
Was that,
I
get
was
that in a
up late.
second. The first one yesterday was Northwestern beats Minnesota 72-64. So they, again, as of yesterday, they were treading toward being a team in the Crown Jewel tournament in Vegas. Should be the
Where
Crown Jewel.
Minnesota is?
No, Northwestern was.
Oh, Northwestern. Okay.
They're still trying to fight a way to get to
What if
the
it's
They're
Nebraska?
15 and 7. Okay, so Minnesota's 15 and 17. And what you
That's
wonder
right.
about Minnesota is Ben Johnson going to survive? Bill hadn't heard of him. He's their head coach. He's their fourth year head coach.
I hadn't heard of him.
He's 56 and 71.
It's been a rough go for Ben.
It seems like, from what I've read, what I read in the Minneapolis Star Tribune, he doesn't know. So he didn't know if he's safe or not.
They did some things that got himself into the Big Ten tournament.
They started off
And-
0-7 in conference
0-7.
play.
0
and
and 6.
still-
0 and 6.
How about that?
Did you start 0-6?
Yeah.
and
Okay.
made the tournament. Think about that. 0-6 made the
That's what
tournament.
the article said.
Okay. That was
The
0-7.
article had a couple
Yeah.
egregious errors, though.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another one. Like,
I could have sworn they were 0-7. but maybe-
and the writer wrote that Ben Johnson is 56 and 61. No,
Yeah.
he's not. He's 56 and 71.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's trying to protect Ben Johnson. But that anyway, that's what I wonder. Is he going to survive, Ben Johnson, and get a fifth year? He did say our NIL's in place now. So you guys remember last offseason he got raided?
He got crushed.
He did.
So if I'm an athletic director and I probably noticed how do they practice, how they play that man, I saw him come to Nebraska and win, I'd be like, hang on a second here. Let's not just go off the rails here. I want to leave this guy for another year.
I appreciate you saying
And
that. I
it's
agree.
like they got destroyed last year in transfers. And he held a team together barely.
Hold it
They
together.
held Dawson Garcia. That was a big key for them.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in the league. in
He
terms
had
of-
22 last night.
Yes, he did.
Dawson Garcia. I think he was the sixth leading scorer in the league. I'm with you, Bill. And Jake has covered it. They beat UCLA on the road, USC on the road, Nebraska on the road. They beat Michigan at home. Had another big home win. They had two big home wins, some good road wins. I would keep him. They went through a rut though late. Ugh.
And you really can't put it on. Just imagine we talk about, okay, difference between Minnesota and Nebraska. Fan base. Not even close as far as attendance. Not even close.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm
Facilities.
not.
Not even close.
Hang on.
Two.
Hang on.
Uh-oh. He might be whacked.
This is not good. This is not good for Ben.
As we talk about Ben Johnson and should he keep his job, I guess this was news at 2 a.m. that he was fired. He was. Now keep in mind, we don't see everything overnight.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. They got us. They
Yeah.
snuck one
Ben
past.
I don't feel bad.
Taking
I
the
don't feel
text
bad
for let
about
me know.
that.
Ben Johnson is officially has been let go by Minnesota. He's no longer the head coach following
They
that loss.
whacked him.
Couldn't they let him get home? They didn't let him get home.
I don't know if they let him get home.
They didn't get home.
Or maybe they got home and he
Yeah.
got whacked because they played fairly early. They
Yeah.
played early. They played the first game.
Yeah.
I bet they got home and
Probably
then
did.
they fired him. Oh,
Imagine that flight home.
the
Hey, where's
poor
the-
rider.
Where's the AD at? He's 2 rows behind us.
Oh,
What's he
great.
doing?
Yeah.
What's going on back there?
But that was fun.
What's his contract? Does he have a year on his contract left, or any time on his
I don't
contract?
know.
left?
I'm reading. This is from Gopher. This is like a forum from the Gophers. He was fired like right after 1 a.m. It
Yeah.
said Mark Coyle, the AD, met with Ben in person early this morning, as in midnight.
Yeah,
Right when he got back.
We wouldn't have
When the
known this.
team returned to
Yeah.
Minneapolis and informed him we were making a change in leadership. So we get back. Thanks for nothing, Ben, and have a good life. We'll see you later.
Oh, I think about that writer who covered the team. He talked to Ben after the game. He didn't know.
Yeah.
No. See, I
So-
wonder if their writer knew at 1 a.m. Why are they firing guys at 1 a.m.?
That's rough.
Yeah.
That is rough.
Releasing at 2 a.m.
Yeah. What's
Is,
that?
is it to mess with people who have a sports show?
Probably so.
So Ben Johnson got fired. There's a job
He-
opening.
Minnesota is officially open
Hmm.
following a 15-17 campaign this year.
Okay. Iowa, Ohio State.
Yes, that was game 2, and Iowa beats Ohio State 77-70. We have said on this show that if Iowa plays any sort of defense,
And they're playing some defense.
they can win games. Like they don't have to be this 15th ranked team in the conference. If they play any defense at all, they can win. And they played defense last night. And your players, Josh Dix was good, Sanford was good, off the bench Harding was good as well.
Brock Harding.
15 points, and they beat the Buckeyes 77-70. They can win more games in this tournament.
Harding had the dagger late, hit a big shot late. Brock Harding, you saw him in the corner at Nebraska.
Yes,
missed
we did.
some shots, but make some shots. Okay, so Ohio State's out apparently out of the
Is that what they're
tournament.
saying?
Yeah.
That's what the
Ooh.
Ohio State media.
Yeah,
is saying.
everyone says they were first. Someone had him. Lenardi had him first 4 out. Before the loss.
Before the loss.
Okay,
Before the loss. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's nothing when you watch that says I think Ohio State should be in.
their
And-
media. I was looking at last night. Like 11 Warriors.
Yeah.
Just said they're out. They lost to Indiana.
Yes.
Late. They
That
had
was the last
lead.
game of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the lead against Indiana, then blew it, and then lose to Iowa. Oh, the headline in 11 Warriors caught my eye. This is kind of like a Nebraska headline. It's hard to call Ohio State's close to its season anything other than pathetic. Jake wrote that headline.
Sounds like my type of writing right there.
Read that again.
Please read that again.
Please
That
read
is,
again. From
that is
11
my
Warriors.
that is my voice for sure.
I wish I could read it in Jake's voice.
Yes.
I don't have Jake's voice. It's hard to call Ohio State's close to its 2024-25 season anything other than pathetic. Pathetic. This
And
guy
they
was-
and they
I
beat
love the word
Nebraska in
pathetic.
double overtime.
they did.
So if you go back
win.
to that game, Lunardi, I mean, that was at that point seen as an elimination game for somebody from the tournament.
That's right,
The
yeah.
winner
Yeah.
would be in the projections, the loser is out. And that's what it was. Because after that, Lunardi had Ohio State as his last 4 buys, not last 4 in, but last 4 buys. Indiana lost, hurts, and then you had to win a game in the Big Ten
That's what
tournament.
they said,
I'm with you. I think Ohio State is out with that loss.
Oh, that's what
I
they think.
believe Lunardi's right. I think they are done.
when your own media says it's pathetic.
Hey,
Yeah, well, I said it all the time about Nebraska.
I mean, that's a great win for Iowa.
It
though.
is.
It's kind of the classic. You would think Ohio State having something to play for would have an advantage. What's Iowa playing for? They're not going to get in the tournament, right?
Well,
if they win out,
I
they
would
will.
say this: if they went to the, not even went out. If they went to the finals,
Mhm.
I'd say they'd go.
They
Oh,
got-
they,
they
you
have-
think
they
they
went
can
to the
play their way
finals.
back?
If
They
they
have
went
a
to
chance.
obviously if they went to the finals, I think they would have a chance.
Do you remember
chance.
2022, guys? Do you remember the year 2022?
Take us back. Sid.
Take us
when,
back.
when
yes.
Iowa went all the way and won the Big Ten title. Fran, they haven't won an NCAA tournament game, or I think this was their first win in the Big Ten tournament since then.
Their offense is good enough to win many games. It's,
Oh.
like I said, if they play any
You
sort
saw
of defense, they can beat several teams in the
Say
tournament.
The
You
facts
saw 'em.
are the facts. They're fun to watch offense.
They are. They are. They are fun to watch.
They are. They move the ball
Wow,
around.
Jake, wait a
They,
second.
No, I'm telling you, they
Yeah.
are. I
They are.
like
Jake
a
just
high.
said they're fun to
I
watch.
like a high flying offense.
but before it was like they would they'd be really fun to watch, and then they would lose 99 to. They gave up 100 and what to Wisconsin? Was it Wisconsin?
Oh, it's 116.
116. Wisconsin scored 116, not
Regulation?
overtime. Regulation.
Nice
You know how hard that is in regulation?
Iowa scored 85 and lost by 30 in
Yeah.
that game. They scored
Yeah.
85 and
Scored
lost by
85.
Can't make
30.
fun of him right now.
No. Do you think Fran's walking by the AD right now?
Hey,
One
what's
of those. Hey,
going on?
what do you think?
Big win, huh?
What do you think about the? Hey, what do you think about? Hey, coming back to
Do coaches do that?
coming back to the arena tomorrow.
Do coaches walk by ADs and do that?
Hey, what do you think? You like that?
One's on
You
the
like
hot
that?
seat for sure. Yeah,
How'd that taste?
nice win.
Yeah,
Drop if you like that. On
you like
him.
that? You like that?
Oh, Kirk Cousins,
Oh,
actually.
Riker Fife too.
and Riker 5.
Against
Yes.
Maryland.
So-
He completed a few passes.
Yeah.
And he was running by the guys on the sidelines like, you like that? He became one of my favorites at that very moment. You like that?
Like that?
It's like what you would do in Pender. Like that?
Oh yeah.
So Iowa wins 77-70 over Ohio State. The last game of last night was crazy. Went to double overtime. And this game was bothering Bill in the
Bothered
text
me a
line.
lot.
USC defeats Rutgers 97-89 in double overtime to move on. Musselman's on to the second round. What bothered you from this game, Bill?
Game's tied. End of the game. Rutgers has the ball. Driving down. Harper has the ball.
Kalen Harper.
Just goes for a pull up.
Okay.
18-footer.
So far, so good.
No, it's not. Go to the rim.
Oh,
They can't foul. They can't foul.
Sorry.
Go to the rim.
You'd like him shooting at least in some capacity,
end
taking
of,
the
end,
shot.
of, end of first overtime. Again, tie score. They have the ball. They somewhat drive. They kick it out for a three. The game's tied. They kick it out and shoot a three, miss it, and they go to double overtime. And
Jeremiah Williams.
and they
missed
get
that
run
three.
off the court.
they got run off the court.
Second overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they had two times to go to the rim Try because they can't foul, and it bothered me.
God, you were up late.
You know, the
Yeah.
great player that Sip praised and then forgot about 2 weeks later had a great game. Desmond Claude for USC
good,
had 28 points.
did.
Efficient, 8 of 13. He played 46 of 50 minutes last night.
Good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's good.
And
I
then
just forgot his name.
Yeah.
I didn't forget him.
they had a guy also, the other guy, Wesley Yates, their other good guard. He played every minute of this game. 50 of 50. All of them.
They're not very deep, are they? They're not.
Rutgers had every chance
they're
to
not
win the
deep
game.
at all.
USC's not deep.
They had every chance to win the game and didn't.
Michael, kind of a disappointing season for
And then,
Rutgers, right, Jake?
I love this. I love this.
15
when
and 17,
They keep
yeah.
talking about right now. If you listen, pay attention during the tournament. There will be around 40 to 50 guys talked about that they're a lottery pick. Everyone's he's a lottery pick.
only
He's a lottery
13,
pick.
right?
There's only so many lottery picks. But everybody's a lottery pick. And that doesn't even count anybody from out of the country either.
Right.
Lottery.
Yep.
He's lottery. Oh, no doubt. Oh, yeah. Whew.
Were they
Lottery
talking
pick.
about Harper that way?
And Bailey are both that.
No,
they-
they're both gone.
I would assume so. I mean, those guys, again, I don't, like Bill said, everyone's seen as a lottery pick. Those guys are in a lot of people's projections as actual lottery
Slow
picks.
down then. Slow down and have a conversation. Think about it. You had those two guys, and all you got is 15 and 17 out of it. Isn't there some sort of lesson there?
And they had
Yes.
was it Williams, number 25?
Jeremiah Williams, yes.
He also is a very talented player. When you look at him, they're going like, that's a pretty good looking team.
Hey, Jake. Yeah, no, I'm not attacking you, but were saying earlier in the year, all they got is those guys, and they're terrible. The rest, I was like, no, they're not. They're not bad. They have a couple other guys.
Well, Rutgers had 30 from 2 players off the bench, 32 combined points. Somerville had 16 points, and
Somerville.
Acuff
Yeah.
had 16 points. USC had 5 bench points, and USC wins this game.
So Rutgers, I'm not saying you don't go get 2 lottery
Yeah.
picks. I'm just saying, A, it doesn't guarantee you anything, and B, you better put more around them, right? You can't just.
I think
rely
they're
on
really
them.
good players. I don't all of a sudden see next year that Bailey changes the NBA.
No,
No, I'm not looking. I'm going
I
like,
don't
oh
look
yeah,
at that.
they'll change the NBA. It'll be a way different game.
No.
Wherever they go, playoff team.
No.
I'm like, I don't know.
No, I think a lot of
good.
NBA teams. This is where we get out over our skis. They're projecting a lot of the time. Even they don't. I don't think you look at even the number 1 pick. Sometimes I think is. I mean, hopefully it'll help us this year, but it's a projection. I think a lot of the time.
Rutgers is a place that has struggled to get elite talent for a long time. They got 2 elite players, and they went 15 and 17.
That's what I mean. There's got to be a lesson.
Steve Peichel teams have always been hard-nosed, defensive
Yeah.
first teams, and I'm not sure this year that was the case for them. They tried to get some flash with offense, and they went 15 and 17.
I don't know.
Now,
I don't know what the
he's
lesson
safe
is.
to me, but
I don't know. I don't know. I would say watch him though. They look somewhat the same. I mean, as far as like that, one thing you never question, they play hard. They
do
play hard.
Oh, they play. Yeah.
They played really hard. But yeah, it was disappointing.
Okay, it's Ace Bailey.
Yes.
He's the one I don't quite see. I don't see the. Oh wow, he's a definite.
well, he was
lottery
really
pick.
good against Nebraska.
Yeah. I don't
Remember
know
that
he
game?
was.
He was really
I
good.
saw
there.
him. I saw him. I just. I like him. I don't. I just don't see him like Bill. Like you see the Durant comparison. I'm like, I just don't see that.
I
That's
don't
extreme.
see it either.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
Also, when they talk about lottery picks for both of them, and they talk about Broom, Janiah Broom, is that right for Auburn?
Yes.
They
Okay.
talk about him being a second rounder. He's
Really?
him being a second rounder. Yep, second round
good?
player.
You like him?
Yeah.
Could be the player of the year.
He could be
well,
player of the
besides
year.
Cooper
It's
Flagg.
between him and Cooper Flagg being
Yep.
player of the year. In his last game, he had 34 points against Alabama. And they're talking about him being a second. I'm watching him. I'm watching
He's-
him, and I'm going like,
Hang on a second.
on a second here now. And I'm telling you right now, if someone said to Nebraska, hey, you can have one of the two.
Broom
you
or Ace
taking?
Bailey?
Yeah, who you taking? And it's not even close.
Real. Okay.
Now,
it's-
the age is different. Age is different. I get that. But
Yeah.
it's sometimes, like I said, I don't know.
Well, I would have to assess that.
And we are an NBA show.
Big time.
Oh, big win last.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just close your ears. Big win last night. Oklahoma City beat Boston in Boston.
That is a big win.
Oh yeah, I mean it was.
We at Wings and Rings?
That's without Jalen Williams. No,
Are you kidding me?
Jalen Williams. I'll just teach you guys stuff. The playoffs are coming. Jalen Williams is Oklahoma City's second best player. He didn't play last night. Nor did Porzingis for Boston. But whatever. Great win for Oklahoma City. Lakers were in there on Saturday. Couldn't win. Me and Alex continually spar on. I say Oklahoma City's the best team in the West. Alex says the Lakers. Oh, Alex, what happened last night?
Yeah.
SGA went in there and won.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
LeBron went in there and lost.
Calling him out.
I sent the clip
Take
to
that,
Jake.
Alex.
I sent the clip to Jake on Facebook.
Which
Didn't even
one?
look at it.
I didn't.
LeBron goes down because he got hit in the
Oh, yeah,
face,
saw that
and
one.
he didn't even get hit. And
Flop.
he
Flop.
went down like
Flop
he
America.
went down like he just got punched. And it was they kept showing it over. And I mean,
I saw it.
I don't.
I
Think
saw
they-
it live.
I don't think they even touched. I don't think he even touched.
It might have hit him a little
I'm going to
bit.
say right now, if I hit you right now like that, you wouldn't even move. You wouldn't even know I hit you. And he went down.
His head snapped back.
Yeah, he did. And then held his head. Then held his.
What's going to happen, Bill and Jake, is some guy's going to throw his neck back and he's going to hurt his neck.
Yeah,
That's what's going to happen.
I sent it to Jake last night.
Yeah, he threw his neck back.
Yeah.
Like, what? You're going to hurt your neck, LeBron. But to be fair to LeBron, he's having an incredible.
Four games today in the Big Ten
Oh, I thought you were
tournament,
gonna say
second
NBA.
round. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
A lot
We
more
got-
than that.
We got Cleveland at the Bucks.
The land.
Indiana will face off against Oregon at 11 a.m. on BTN today.
Hey,
I don't like that. How about this?
Why? Why?
I'm upset for 11 a.m. Let alone the
No,
9 a.m.
yeah.
fine though.
Okay, who's it versus Oregon?
That's Indiana,
Jeez,
Oregon.
that's a good
Wow,
game.
it's a great game for 11 a.m.
Oregon is safe in the dance. Indiana could use one more win for sure to clinch their spot in the tournament. If they lose, you could say, hey, hang on a second. They could be bounced from the tournament.
Ooh.
You're talking about some of these teams. Like one was like, okay, is Ohio State in or not? And everybody says that North Carolina's out. Just watch North Carolina. They'd beat Ohio State by 25.
They're good.
Yeah. Now North Carolina hardly has any quad one wins. That's why they don't
right.
have anything. But in the league, I want you to think about this. In the league, they're like 13-6.
I watched them play.
And they're not going to get 13-6 in the ACC. Not considered.
They're not considered.
I mean, they're considered now. People
They're
are talking
like,
about-
they're
but
still
What
out.
they
They're
play
still
the
out.
non-con?
I don't know, but then they failed against Duke, and everyone fails almost.
But
against
I
Duke.
watched
Duke
that
just
game. They
crushed-
look good.
They look good. It was tied in the second half. They took the
Nebraska's not
lead.
beating that team.
No, that team is
They
really
beat
good.
Nebraska by
North
30.
Carolina,
Don't
North
get me
Carolina
started.
is really good, and they're and
Yeah.
How they're not going to be in the tournament. And I know they have all these quad one losses, but I'm telling you, just watch them.
I like this
They're really
version
good.
of Bill, the basketball Bill.
Northwestern, Wisconsin at 1:30 on BTN.
Northwestern, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And you have Iowa, Illinois at 5:30
Okay.
on BTN.
What's the big finale?
And the last one is USC and Purdue at 8
Ooh.
p.m.
Ooh.
on
Yonder
BTN.
City, Purdue will run them right out.
You think so?
That's too. Why would you not
I'm
have?
tracking your.
I know they
words
played
here.
late, but how much would you like to see the Oregon game
Flip them.
late?
Oh, no, you can't flip
Yeah,
them.
I
Right.
would like that.
If
You
you
can't
do it
flip them
right now,
USC.
I should call them this morning. Hey, little heads up here. We're gonna make a little change. We're gonna buzz you guys in there early.
Your game is
Where-
9 hours before you thought it was going to be. So
Yeah.
wake up,
Wake up.
get up.
So USC, Purdue. You believe that Purdue will buzz them?
I think they will.
Purdue's a 9.5-point favorite in that
Yeah.
game.
I'd
big
take
number.
Purdue in the points.
Illinois 10.5 over Iowa.
Wow.
I don't know about
That's a
that.
big number.
I don't know.
It's a lot.
That
Yeah, they're
game,
playing
that
good
game's going to
basketball.
be in the. That's going to be in the 80s. Illinois
Yeah, high
kind of
score.
got
Yeah.
themselves
Yes.
back a little bit. They're kind of through. They're kind of through all the.
They're not sick anymore. The
they're-
guys are healthy.
Mono
now.
is over.
Yep.
Mononucleosis has come to an end.
We are not a gambling show, but that's a big number. Illinois,
Yeah.
10.5. Would you feel comfortable
No.
giving that?
No. Iowa again. I was playing some good, decent basketball right now
Yeah.
at the moment.
I just want to see him. Iowa and so Frank and
You go by the AD. Hey,
by the AD.
see that? That's two
What's
in a row.
interesting is I thought you guys were going to break into a Let's Go Hawks channel.
No. Okay. All right. Oh, knock that off. Let's stop that crap right now.
I did text Jake. Jake, they're on a run.
Yeah.
You want to Let's Go Hawks?
No,
Let's go Hawks.
you'll never hear those words out of my mouth. Sick. Sick. When we come back, one more comment from Matt Rule from the other day. Next in early breaking the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
Salt Lake City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R. Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Well, it's the middle of winter, the holidays are over, and the weather is unpredictable. Isn't there anything to look forward to? You bet there is! Cash Blast from your Nebraska Lottery is back! Until April 1st, buy a 2x2 ticket and enter the voucher number online for a chance to win one of 7 weekly drawings for $5,000 or $500. And if your voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled. Hey, there's nothing like a little green to cure the winter blues. 2x2 top prize odds, 1 in 105,000.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and warm with an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, mainly clear and breezy, a low around 53. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving in the afternoon. It'll be windy, too, with a high near 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break
Jake, you're a freaking nutcase.
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2, as always, sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Farmers know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed, and oftentimes discounts are lost buying from multiple brands. But Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace. Go to Beck'sHybrids.com for a full farm quote. And always remember the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming. Today, we highlight Matt Warner at Empire Farms in Waverly. Give Matt a call at 402-309-4761, a part of the Beck's Hybrids family.
Sip, how many empires are built that are failing? None. It's an empire.
We're talking about an empire.
It's an empire.
Yeah.
And
Good
they
word.
empire. And they got right on board.
Okay.
Got right on board with Beck's, and all of a sudden, what do they have? A seed empire.
They have an empire.
Yeah, that's hard to get. Do we have one? You have one? I don't have an empire.
I mean,
I guess you do.
No,
I know. Journalist of the year. I know.
No, stay with your original thought. Where this is the seed empire we're
The
talking
seed empire. Yes.
You've told me some amazing, us, the listeners, me included, some amazing things that like that you can just put your arm down a seed bin and go to your elbow.
Oh yeah, you can go shoulder deep. You can go shoulder deep into it. It's incredible.
Jake,
I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden the screen went black. So people are trying to see us. I have video over here, but nothing on the actual.
Can they hear us?
I think they can hear us. I'm not sure what happened to the video, but I know that we are being heard still.
Please say this line, 'cause it always cracks me up. If you can hear us, let us know.
No, I'm not doing that. You did it. It is important sometimes when you don't know if the stream's on, and I can't be
If you
back
hear us,
there all
let
the
us
time.
know. What happened? Well, we don't have a producer.
No,
Ellie's in the Caribbean.
She probably couldn't fix this anyways.
Ellie's in the
I
Caribbean.
think when Sips hit the slammed his hand on the table, something happened to the video.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. When
That's what you always slam your hand. So don't be.
For some reason, at that moment, the screen went black.
You're not blaming me though.
I'm not. I'm just saying it was very random.
Very random.
occurrence.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I'm not putting this one on Sip.
It's
So
just
right
random.
now we're not on air at all.
We're on air. We're on FM. We're on the stream. We're on the video audio. We just can't see us.
When was the one time we all talked to each other for a half hour? At the time we kind of figured out we're not on air. We're just talking to each other. That's no one else. We had no stream.
Hey, maybe if I hit it, it'll come back.
Yeah,
I don't think that's because I'm just going to keep hitting it.
Is it back?
It's back.
I don't know. I don't see it. We'll figure it out.
Hey, it's
eventually.
okay.
So right now there's no stream. We've lost the tube.
They can. We have early break on there. It says our sponsors. It has you can listen to the show here or call the show, but they cannot see us. They can just see.
We're really
a black
not
screen.
doing much. If you're not missing anything,
Not missing
That's
a lot.
true.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here.
We're
They
just
can still
sitting
hear
here
us.
Take your shirt off.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Paul Harvey wasn't on the streams, or
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah,
he
Paul
wasn't-
Harvey.
You
Think
couldn't
about that.
see him.
Yeah, Paul Harvey. Think about that.
Yeah, we're fine.
Don't know what happened, but we'll figure it out. Okay. I don't have time for the rule stuff, but I want to get this because Bill brought this up before the show. I went and got the audio during the break. It's John Calipari.
It's incredible.
Arkansas was playing South Carolina in the first round of the SEC tournament.
Okay, you got to explain it in explicit terms
Okay,
for
so
this to be effective.
It was 71-68. Arkansas. They have one more free throw to shoot with 2.5 seconds to go.
They're leading by 3.
Leading by 3.
Now I don't have the audio of him yet. I've Calipari's explanation, but he told his free throw shooter to miss the free throw.
Up 3.
Up 3 with 2.5 seconds to go. Now it banks in. They're up by 4.
Banks in. He does a. It's incredible.
It's
how it
ugly.
went
It's
in.
hideous.
Okay, you're happy at that point. You won the game.
But he told them to miss it, though.
But
strange.
Then listen to. Do you have the audio?
Yes. Here's
It's
Calipari
incredible.
explaining why, with 2.5 seconds to go, leading by 3, he wanted his player who made the free throw to miss it. Here's why from John Calipari last night.
He tried to miss it. He shot it flat and banked it in. You're up 3 and there's 2 seconds to go. Miss it. By the time they get it, there's a second. Now, the other side of that is, what if they throw one deep and bank it in? But I've done it before, so I do some unconventional stuff. And he banked it in, and I was like happy.
I do some.
There's the third side to this. If he makes a free throw, the game's over.
Yeah,
John, what are we doing here?
Way more third side.
What are we doing here, Calipari?
Way more third
Come
side
on,
to
man.
this like that. I saw a game the other day. It was I think it was a 2-point game. They were ahead and they missed it on purpose. There's only 0.5 seconds left. The other guy just grabbed it and they couldn't even get the shot off. But it doesn't matter. It just the theory doesn't hold up, because here's the theory: if you shoot it and you miss, then you got the result that Calipari wanted, a miss. If you shoot it and make it, you've won the game.
Won the game.
So nothing adds up on this conversation. And he caught himself as he was explaining it. You could tell.
He caught himself.
I think you could tell he was like, I don't know what it's
scary.
What I'm saying. It was interesting. It makes $12 million a year.
Right. That's that's the issue.
Video's back, by the way. I got it back.
Okay.
Nice. People can see it. People can see us now.
Hey, that's Bill. It's interesting. I'm very interested in the coaching industry, and that kind of stuff. I don't know what to say, except he just had a bad day. But you can't have that.
Yeah. It was just bizarre, and it won't come up much because they won the game. But when they asked him, and then you could just tell in his voice, right away that there's some disconnect in what happened, and it was borderline hilarious too. Because again, you miss nothing. Shoot the free throw. If it goes in, we've won the game. If you shoot it and miss, then you just did what you said you wanted. So the order, the miss is odd. What do you got for us, Jay?
Someone is trying to see if there's any sort of shenanigans going on here, because they asked, what was the spread for the game? Was there a gambling edge?
Okay,
now,
see, we should have caught on to that earlier.
Yeah.
It got to 4.5, which should have been fine if they made the free throw still. Right?
Yeah. But you don't know.
But it's a fair question to ask. Hey, was there a gambling situation here?
Ooh.
It opened at Arkansas 2.5. It ended at 4.5 Arkansas.
Open 2.5.
And they win by 4.
Wait a second. Open 2.5.
Yeah.
That's trouble.
Could very strange.
It's very strange. Just to order that to have that happen is really strange.
Okay.
Yeah.
What basketball coach in America would go with the strategy that he was hoping to go for?
One
Up
that had,
3.
One that had $500,000 on the game.
Again, you have to wonder what's.
We're not doing that. I mean, I'm not saying that's the case at
No.
all. It probably is what Bill says, it's human error, and it happens. I heard one time. God, I know I think John Blake's a friend of yours. I like John a lot. One time, where coaches get caught in this conversation, the go for 2 conversation. Yeah. And he once went for 2, and then it was a bad deal for John. He tried to explain it. It was an error. And what the Daily Oklahoman did was borderline. I thought it was a little bit much. They quoted him verbatim. It was a long, rambling quote, and it made 0 sense. And that's what they're doing. They're saying this is what we got as our head coach, a guy that just at the podium after a game, after a loss, where he blew it on a go for 2, then tried to explain it, couldn't explain it, and it was bad. It was ugly. It was like a 3-paragraph quote. Right. I read it like 5 times. Like I have no idea what you're talking about. There's 0. It makes 0 sense.
Yeah. So there's things that and that can get very. That's why you have most people have some form of a specialist. That's what he does on clock management. So, go for 2, what we're down, all those different things. And I've still seen some errors. I've still seen errors on going for 2, going too early for 2. Yeah. That's always one you go, okay, a little bit with that. Was it too early? I don't know. We chase points. Number of times I've watched games and go, bet they wish they wouldn't have went for 2 right now, because the game would be tied.
Those late game decisions are not easy.
No,
that's
they're not
a tough
easy.
part of football.
And you have usually it's pretty simple. It's almost about late third quarter. Usually that's when you chase the points. If we can go for it here. But if all of a sudden, like I said, if you score, and if the difference is like, hey, if we kick the extra point, we're going to be within 8, which means I'm still going to be in the game to be within 8. Then you don't make it, and it goes to 9. It's like, okay, now we got a whole other set of problems. Yeah. Everything's way different.
That's football.
Yeah. So it worked out for
a
Arkansas.
whole other set of problems.
Very strange situation to end the game, though. But they're on to the second round, Arkansas is. When we come back, Rick Heyman's Song of the Day is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey farmers, do you run a precision planting monitor in your planter tractor? Buick Farm Outfitters is hosting our annual 2020 Monitor Clinic at the Holthus Center in York on Wednesday, March 19th. They'll run through everything on the monitor, from basic setup to more complex downforce settings and everything in between. You'll learn agronomy principles behind some of the monitor settings and will leave refreshed and ready to plant. Representatives from Precision Planting will be on hand to handle any questions that you can throw at them. Visit BuickFarmOutfitters.com for all the details and to reserve your spot.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports, from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, 4-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through March 18th is 15% off Wickster seafood, 25% off Meat Mitch spices and sauces, corned beef for $9.99 per pound, and discounted Reuben brats while supplies last. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays are reserved for a man with a wider range of music knowledge than Jake could ever dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. You know, it wasn't like it is now.
Okay.
You know, you got country, you got R&B, you got pop, you got rap, you got rock. They didn't have that then. You heard everything.
A man who knows a good song when he hears it, just as much as a good diamond when he sees it.
You get a diamond!
Yes, I do get a diamond. I get a diamond, and that makes me happy.
It's time for Rick Heyman's Song of the Day, sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket.
Once again, your song of the day, All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix, 464-5685. 1 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on Rick Heyman's Sartor Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
You know what I was thinking last night? We're not going to do this today. And I was thinking, I pulled into my driveway yesterday. I don't know why I had this thought. We're going to trade off. Me and Bill are going to go from now on. After today, we're going to.
Don't just drop this bomb on me.
Bill's going to go first sometimes.
tomorrow?
I'm going to go first. Yeah, you're going first tomorrow.
Okay, I'm with that.
So every other day.
Yeah,
or what?
why do I go first every day?
You invented the ticket. You
No.
invented the stool.
No.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You've been here 9 years. You've been here 9 years.
So no, we should trade off though. You shouldn't have to wait for my score every day.
I like when you lead. Okay, go ahead.
Anywho, it's close to a 10.
The
song, it's close. The song is Jimi Hendrix freaks me out in the way, Julius Erving freaked me out. Just like freak talents freak me out. And he's a freak talent. Like, it's weird to listen to almost how good he is. Like, it's odd to me. It's like odd how good he is. It's ridiculous music. I don't even know how to. There's about 4 or 5 songs where you're just like, what, really? Like, how do you do this? If you walked into O'Rourke's, by the way, at 11 p.m. on Saturday, and that song was playing,
O'Rourke's.
yeah, I might have to walk out just because I was intimidated. I don't belong.
Too much.
Too much for me. You collect yourself a little bit.
Right. Yeah. No, wait a second. Okay. Yeah, I'll go 9,875 on that. Rick, thank you so much for playing Jimi Hendrix.
That the lyrics really good. Yeah, really, really good. It's deep. I like it, and Rick's tied it into like the Woodstock type era.
Woodstock. It's true.
And
Yep.
so I really, really like that. The song's 6-1 doesn't really do much for me. It's not walk up music.
Really hurts me.
It
Crushing
does
Sip
not
right
walk
in my
up.
chest.
But I have a lot of respect for Jimi Hendrix. I'm not that just no. I like the lyrics. I like where Rick's going with the theme a lot. The song doesn't do a lot for me.
It's hardcore macho music, man.
I'll go with the 7 flat. A little higher than Bill, but I can't go to a 9.
So I don't hate it, but yeah, that's not. It's not Steve Sipple. You know, I'd have to leave O'Rourke's because I couldn't imagine
to collect myself.
to collect myself. It was on not Jimi Hendrix playing it, but it's
he's not actually there. It's just
not
the
actually
recording
there.
of it.
Yes.
We are now joined by Rick Heyman, Starter Heyman Jewelers. Rick, good morning. Decent scores for you today on All Along the Watchtower for Jimi Hendrix.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey, Rick.
How are we doing?
We're doing well.
Good. Yeah, you got 80-degree weather. You got better weather there than we do down here in La-di-da.
What's La-di-da?
In Florida.
Oh, Florida.
La-di-da.
La-di-da. Oh, La-di-da. I got it. Florida.
Yeah.
You guys getting your water skis out and ready to go, or what's going on back there?
Yeah, I got some out yesterday, Rick.
I
did. My wife's like, "What are you doing up there?" I'm getting the water skis out because you're gonna try to rip it up here pretty soon.
Polishing your skis.
Putting your bikini wax on your water skis in the garage.
Exactly.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, Billy Slalom, they call me. Yeah.
Crazy.
I like it. Billy Slalom.
Crazy. Well, hey, you know, you guys were talking about Brute Cologne earlier, and I almost brought this up a couple months ago.
Okay.
Brute. If you wanted the smell of the 70s, early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, it was Brute Cologne. Everybody had Brute Cologne. That was like, you know, if you went to a department store and you got your mom or your dad to buy you Brute Cologne, you were something.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I even knew girls that wore Brute Cologne back in those days.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Brute.
my God.
That
Okay,
was
you
the
ran in a
smell
different crowd than
of
me.
the late
Me too.
60s.
I don't know. A little different, Penner. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
You smell like Busch.
Anyway,
I just don't want to.
I don't like this. It's kind of ruining the mood.
Hey, Darlene, you smell just like Chris Buchholz.
It's a brute, just like the damn fullback.
I had some wacky friends.
Yeah,
back then.
I think you did, Rick.
Yeah. Oh, you have no idea. So psychedelic rock, they also called it acid rock for a reason. LSD, all of that was big in this era. As reflected by this, some of the Beach Boys stuff, a lot of the Beatles stuff back then, the last couple albums of theirs were, you know, the Sgt. Pepper and all that was, you know, sort of trippy, if you will. But yeah, Woodstock. Jimi Hendrix played at Woodstock, and we talked about it last week. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're done. But this is pretty cool. He grew up dirt poor, abusive family. They had no money. Parents were alcoholics. At least his mother was. She died at a very early age. But they really didn't have any money. Grew up in Seattle. His dad wouldn't buy him a guitar. He was helping his dad clean out houses. Must have been his job. And they found a 1-string ukulele in the trash. And his dad said he could keep it when he was a kid. So he went home and learned how to play the guitar on 1 string on a ukulele.
Whoa.
Now that's a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Never had a single lesson. completely self-taught. We've got a couple questions about all of that. But anyway, he ended up moving down to the South, performed with a ton of very famous people at the time. They called it the Chitlin Circuit because there was the black music clubs and then the white music clubs. So he was in the black music clubs playing with people like the Isley Brothers, all these old blues guys, and so forth. And in fact, you can go look at pictures of the early Isley Brothers, who then went on to become huge during the 70s, of Jimmy playing in the band. They didn't like him because he was so much better than them. They freaked him out. And like you said, Sip, I mean, it's overwhelming when you hear this. And it's like, where's this coming from? The guy was a freak, just a complete freak of nature, very short life, died at an early age, 27.
Oh, God.
And look, in the end, how he was really discovered was he moved to London. He befriended Keith Richards' girlfriend from the Stones. She introduced him to the Stones, and it was on. That was it. He was best friends with Eric Clapton, with John and Paul from the Beatles, George Harrison, all these guys. Eric Clapton said he was the most mesmerizing person and guitar player he'd ever met. And the day after he met him, he said his life had changed forever. The guy there was something, okay? You know, we call it fairy dust, not in a bad way, but I used to call it that when you'd see somebody play or perform that was just, you can't describe it. It was magical.
Yep.
So that's what he was. Just a tragic end, the drug thing, alcohol thing, so forth. Now, in those days, this record, they didn't have digital enhancements. Okay. So Jimi Hendrix was so brilliant. He figured out how to use the studio to make sounds for him. And you can hear that in this song. The guitar things and sounds like a storm, all that kind of stuff. They use the room to make the effects. And he was one of the very earliest people to do these things. So changing the tone of the guitar, so on and so forth. Layering of guitars, just a complete brilliant, once in a lifetime, once in a generation genius. So, one last thing.
That's okay.
The Beatles recorded Sgt. Pepper, the album.
Okay.
It had been out for 3 days. The Beatles came to see Jimi Hendrix. He walked out on stage and played the entire song.
Oh, really? Really?
It had been out for 3 days.
Yeah, freakazoid.
Yeah.
Freakazoid.
Okay, with that in mind, I guess we're going to Sip first.
Okay. Stump the sippers.
Was Jimi Hendrix's real name Johnny Allen Hendrix, Billy John Hendrix, or Jack Theodore Hendrix?
I don't know this one. I feel like I should. I don't. But I'll go with Jack Theodore.
You get a CZ. It was Johnny Allen.
No way.
Where do you come up with Jimmy from Johnny Allen?
I don't know.
All right, Coach.
Keep it rolling.
Over to Bill.
Jimi Hendrix played the guitar. Pardon me.
Okay.
Got a little allergy going.
Same.
He held the guitar in a very unique and different way that no one had done at that time. What was that?
I think Jake just gave it. He might have given you the correct answer. I think Jake's right about this too.
Go with it, Jake.
I'll be a lifeline. How about left-handed, Rick?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Left-handed.
Left-handed and upside down.
Oh, brilliant! The upside down. Actually, I was going to get. I had that one. The left-handed, I did, and the upside down was. I'm like,
upside down.
Yeah.
He played the guitar upside down. It was backwards. So in other words, the low string was on top.
I'll be done.
And he played it left-handed. And all these guitarists have tried to duplicate it. Well, it's been for 50 years, and they still can't do it.
Nope, because
nobody can play the guitar that way.
No,
It's
you can't.
impossible.
You can't play like Jimi Hendrix.
Don't even try.
Upside down and left hand.
You
All
can't.
right.
You can't. I'm
Last
serious.
question.
Last
well,
one.
there's actually 1.5. He had a signature end to all of his shows. Was that to run around the auditorium?
No.
To throw his guitar into the crowd or to light his guitar on fire?
Third, the middle one.
Middle one.
Middle
Throw
one.
it. Throw it into the crowd.
Throw it into the crowd. CZ, it was light his guitar on fire.
God, really?
Crazy man.
No, he's not really a crazy man. That's weird. There's no way Jimi Hendrix would run around a crowd. Way too cool.
That's
for
not
that.
him.
No. Yeah.
Light his guitar on fire.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow, Rick, very interesting stuff by you. And yes.
What was the half question, Rick?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
Oh, is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, that's just a given.
Yes. If he's not,
yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Yep. All diamonds. First class.
Brilliant.
First class.
Nice job.
Smart man. Rick, what's happening right now at Sauter Heyman Jewelers?
Hey,
smart man.
Keep your eyes peeled. Sauter Heyman, we're having our bridal expo coming up. This is the biggest event of the year, 20% off on everything. That's coming up very quickly, and I'll tell you about it. Look, we sell watches. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yes.
People
We
still,
did.
people
We were out there,
still
Rick.
wear
We were there for the
watches.
watch sale.
That's right. You were there. You were there.
They were going out. They were
Watches, we've
flying
got-
off the shelf.
That's right. We got Oris watches. We've got Citizen watches. We've got new and pre-owned Rolex watches. We got every kind of watch you'd ever need. And listen, there's nothing a guy may say, I don't want to watch. I've got it on my phone. I can tell time on my phone. They want to watch. A watch means a lot to a guy and to a gal. You know, we've got beautiful women's watches.
Gals that smell like Brute.
They do. They smell like Brute.
Yeah.
Some of the ladies
Yeah,
watches
get him a
do.
big Rolex and some Brute.
All the guys' watches smell like Brute. We dip them personally into Brute for them.
Oh, what a
So-
smell.
I'm just saying, hey, don't forget watches just because you got a iWatch or whatever you got. A real watch is what people really want. Check us out, Sauter Heyman Jewelers, 4 generations, 120 years old, but we're just getting started. Can you believe it?
No.
4 generations. Check us out at South Point, downtown, Grand Island, online at SauterHeyman.com. Breakers get 10% off. Check us all of our social media. And I'll put more great things about the incomparable Jimi Hendrix on my personal Facebook at Rick Heyman.
Rick, always good stuff. Thanks for the time. We'll chat with you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Your song of the day, All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix from Rick Heyman. When we come back, Mike Schaefer's here for the 7 o'clock hour next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska. Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and warm with an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, mainly clear and breezy, a low around 53. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving in the afternoon. It'll be windy, too, with a high near 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Pucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular price athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
St. Patrick's Day is on a Monday this year, but St. Patrick's Eve is on a Sunday, and you won't want to miss that party at Matson's Bowling and Billiards. Families are welcome to join in on the Olympics and win great prizes, or just come down to have one of Sarah's favorites, corned beef and cabbage, or one of Brady's favorites, bangers and mash. Plus, great music all afternoon from Crosby, Stills, Bangers and Mash. That's St. Patrick's Eve on Sunday, March 16th at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through March 18th is 15% off Wickster Seafood, 25% off Meat Mitch spices and sauces, corned beef for $9.99 per pound, and discounted Reuben brats while supplies last. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Is your office technology holding your business back? At Hamilton, we're more than just an IT provider. We're your partner, focused on building integrated technology solutions tailored to your business needs, both today and for the future. We know that every business is unique, and that's why we provide the services and support you need and nothing you don't. We believe that together, you can continue to serve and support your customers while knowing that your technology is taken care of. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers.
So-
I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on early break. Is that one up there, Bill?
Oh, I know which one it is. I just didn't know why you had it on as loud as possibly to blow my ears out.
Well,
that was my question, Jake. That's
Hour
where I
2
got
is always,
confused.
though, sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane, also at 70th and Pioneers. And what does Shin Daddy have going on today in Creighton, Bill?
Remember, we're into phrases. We're into save the phrase. Today is the proof is in the pudding.
Oh no!
The proof is in the pudding.
Oh,
Shin Daddy got himself on it. It's a half a semi load full, and only Steve will remember this. He's got the Hunt's snack pack pudding. Remember the Hunt's with the remember
No,
you
I
pop
don't remember.
the pop top. You love that bad boy.
Yeah.
Oh, there was no little peel off. It was a pop, and then you had to rip it off. There was kind of an aluminum type top, and it was Hunt's snack pack pudding. And he's got a half a semi of it unloaded into the. So everyone comes in, gets a snack pack pudding.
The proof
is in the pudding. And Shin Daddy's got Hunt's snack pack pudding.
I know what Schaefer's thinking right now because he's from Columbus.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Chocolate and vanilla?
What's that? Just chocolate.
Just chocolate. Okay.
Just
Oh,
chocolate.
just the chocolate
Just chocolate.
play.
That's it. Just
You
chocolate.
wanted a little swirl in there?
Well,
Well,
no,
there was
just-
hold it. Hunt's snack pack. There was no swirl.
I'm just saying. I
Safe,
didn't know.
I don't remember swirl.
Yeah, there's no
Well,
swirl.
in the childhood of which I had,
Yeah,
where
there's
they
the swirl.
you just peel it off.
Yeah,
and
this
kind of
one is
food
so. This one
container.
you had to pop the. It's like an aluminum top.
As you describe it, all I'm thinking of is all of the like fancy feast commercials I've seen in my like the cat food container is what I'm thinking.
That's kind of what it's like.
Yeah.
It's that type of a thing.
What?
And it was
Like cat food. It's the aluminum.
yeah. That's
like
kind of
you're
what
popping the
that's
top
kind of what
off.
this is.
That's what
Hunt's.
I assumed he's describing.
Yeah, it was a.
Obviously-
they came in a green 4-pack. That's
Green.
what it was. It was a green 4-pack. It was Hunt's.
And it,
Yeah.
like one individual bit was, it would take you 3 spoonfuls to
To
eat.
eat it. Oh, you could eat if your mom came home with a couple packs. You could eat 8 of them in a day, and it wouldn't phase you. It wouldn't easily eat 8 of them in a day. That's one of the things that when your mom came home with and you rifled through it and you felt bad, when you open those up, they'd be gone with your. They'd gone in 30
boys.
seconds.
Three
Three boys, and literally
It was-
4 bites tops. Most likely it's 3. Anybody from the text line remember Hunt's snack pack pudding?
Someone says, I remember those road trip. I got one response. Well, I remember those.
You
road
pack
trip.
them in your lunch. Like if you
Yeah.
had a lunch pail,
Lunch pail,
that'd be
yeah.
a popular
It'd be a
thing.
popular thing.
Yeah.
Yes. You got a
Yeah.
half a semi load.
I always tell Bill that when my mom brought groceries, I still to this day feel sort of a level of guilt because she wouldn't even get it out of the bags and we'd be rifling through it.
Mm-mm.
And she'd be like, it's $100. And
Yeah.
well, we just ate 50 of it. So
Yeah.
Better go back.
Yeah, you would. You'd eat it so
one
fast.
Yeah,
A rifle
you just
into it.
grab,
Yeah.
start grabbing stuff
Yeah.
like
When she set down the bag with my mom, you start ripping
Yeah.
stuff out. And the stuff, rice, whatever, get rid of that. Whatever pot. You're looking
Chuck
for
it.
You're looking for Pop-Tarts.
Where's
You're
the
looking for
sweet
snack
honeycomb?
pack honeycombs,
Oreos.
the
Cereal
whole-
is big.
eat the whole
Cereal
box.
is big right away. What do we got? Oh, we got peanut butter Captain Crunch. I mean, I'd have a bowl at 4 in the afternoon.
Better times.
Better times.
Thank you to Shit Daddy for sponsoring Hour 2. Mike
Proof is in the
Schaefer's here.
pudding.
Mike
Schaefer's
Schaefer,
here.
24/7
Schaefer.
Sports with us. His hour is sponsored by Ben
Recruiting.
Spurk at Farm
Spurk.
Bureau. Ben Spurk at Farm Bureau.
Didn't come out very
Thank
good,
you.
did it? Spurk. It sounded like Heyman.
You can text or call Ben at 402-217-9945 with any insurance questions or needs. Schaefer,
whoa, the first question, just go to
yeah,
it.
well,
This is amazing.
Schaefer, I was on your
Alright.
Twitter yesterday. I looked at your,
Okay. Yeah.
Twitter.
And now keep in
Oh,
mind,
yeah.
we found out this morning that Ben Johnson has been let go by Minnesota following their loss, 15-17 season,
2
under
a.m.
500 on this, in his tenure there. You tweeted yesterday that you I'm trying to say this correctly. You don't really care a ton about Fred Hoiberg's conference record and overall record from the first 3 years while he was here. Why don't those years matter to you as you assess him and his job and his future at Nebraska?
Yeah, I have to somewhat, I'm going to borrow a phrase from Steve here. I have to be careful as I try to explain this, because I'm not trying to say that those games didn't happen or that they don't count or anything. I'm just saying, as I am assessing Fred Hoiberg and someone's really upset about how this season played out, and they just keep talking incessantly about what happened in the first 3 years of his tenure or his conference record, I don't really care about that. The last couple of years, Nebraska has been a bubble team. Last year, they made it to the tournament. This year, they didn't. Next year, if they're a bubble team again, I think that's a continued sign of progress, and the program has continued to move forward. They've elevated from where they were. I'm not going to get hung up on what happened with Matej Kavas in 2019 and 2020. Okay, I just don't. I don't care. He's got a terrible conference record. If Nebraska goes 8-12 in conference play next year, but they're 20-13 or whatever it would be, and they're right there on the cusp of being in the tournament, I'm not going to hold his conference record against him. If they continue to be in the conversation for the NCAA tournament, that's the standard of which I'm moving forward with. So it sort of works itself out. If they don't play well enough next year, then I'm absolutely fine having the conversation about whether Nebraska needs to look at doing something else at basketball. But it's never going to come down to the fact that he's 31 and whatever it was in conference play, because I think there was a shift in philosophy. I think he has changed his staff. I am moving off of what is happening currently, and I'm not overly focused on what occurred in those first 3 years.
God, not many coaches, though, you'd agree, get 3 years of complete grace.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not trying to
Doesn't
say
happen very often.
if
ever.
He got something that you don't generally get. You can't be terrible
3 years
forever.
of grace.
Right.
That's $14 million. That's amazing.
Right.
You'll figure it out. I promise you'll figure this out.
But I think we would all agree that in the last 3 years, the quality of play has been better. The teams have been better. They made the NCAA tournament. They were on the precipice of making the NCAA tournament, had the lowest bar to clear and couldn't do it. And we can talk about that all we want. The players on the court are better. I mean, they're absolutely better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Were they
judging
better
off of
than
that
Miles at the end?
I mean, you can go back and forth on that. It's tough.
Palmer, Copeland.
I mean, Miles at the end,
Roby.
Absolutely, when you have Amir Harris hitting a game-winning layup at the end of the Iowa game because you had lost Copeland. You had multiple injuries that year. But
it's interesting.
I understand where you're coming from, and yet metrics would tell you that 23, 24, and even 24, 25 were better than some of those Miles teams.
Oh, and now you got to, I mean, you have to give this voice too. A lot of people are in your camp. I hear so many people say you just got to, like Robin, for instance, wash it. The first 3 years don't count. I'm just always kind of blown away that, wow, the first 3 years don't count. How many coaches would love that? Don't worry about your first 3 years. I mean, it just doesn't, you don't hear it very often.
Again,
don't worry about your first 3.
Again, like, I understand that they happen. But if Nebraska is 8-12 in conference play, which isn't a great conference record, and it's going to go on to whatever he's at, and then he's 39, and I don't know what his.
Well, I should have it. My
tweeted me about
computer's not
70
working.
times in the last week.
You hit
and
the
a half.
table again and knock your computer out?
So it's just this. It's the concept that they have moved beyond what they were in those first 3 years. I view them differently now. The standard is they need to be consistently a bubble team. If they are not that, then I'm willing to reevaluate the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I just like when people want to move on from him this year, I am saying I don't care about his conference record because they have been a tournament team and now a bubble team, and they are playing at the level of which I want Nebraska basketball to be at. And believe it or not, there's not a lot of 2-year stretches where Nebraska's been a tournament team and a bubble team in the last 30 years.
Tim Miles' last 2 years at Nebraska, look this up, 2017-18 and 2018-19. In 2017, again, they had the chance to go. The tournament had injuries. They went 22-11, though. Good, great year. NIT, first round, lost in the first round. The last year, 19-17, they were 6-14 in conference play, made the NIT and won a game, lost the second round, and he was let go. So 22 wins, 19 wins. In Fred's first 2 years, he won 7-7, following what was not a horrific span for Nebraska basketball.
Also reevaluate what was left on the roster when Miles
that,
left.
but
Like I understand that. I would say this, if the NIT still existed in its format that it did in 2017-18, this Nebraska team would be ranked and higher and playing a home game relative to going to Mississippi State, which that team did in 2017-18. Like, it's just it's a sort of a nuanced discussion.
It is.
I am saying Nebraska's last 2 years, and Jake, you're as close to this as anybody. These 2 seasons back to back are better than anything you have watched in 25 years back to back.
No,
in terms of back, I mean, Nebraska has disappointed in the second year, third year of Tim Miles.
They did it in 14, 15.
They were
They did it in
preseason
18,
ranked
19.
team.
Yeah.
Preseason ranked.
Good as
and they disappointed.
Wow.
I'm not saying this has to be as good as it gets. I'm saying that right now we've seen the zenith of 25 years of Nebraska basketball.
Yeah.
So pardon me if I'm not ready to move on from that coach.
Oh, I'm
because
not.
he was bad
I don't think anybody
3 years prior.
No, I don't think anybody here's clamoring for.
Well, I'm not saying anyone here is, but there are definitely people out there. They're on your message board. They're on my message board. They're all over Twitter. They're having conversations. They're fan podcasts, whatever it is. I'm saying I'm not ready to move on from Fred Hoiberg because they had a collapse at the end of the season.
Oh, I get it.
Because his conference record sucks. Because the first 3 years of his career at Nebraska weren't very good.
Here's the thing: when I listen to you, to me it kind of boils down to an expectations conversation. It always does to me, and I don't understand. What I will never understand is why Nebraska can't make it to the NCAA tournament 6 out of every 7 years. And then I know what you're going to throw in my face. Well, they've never done it. I don't know why that matters. Like, why? Why does that? You just got to get the right guy in here. And you should. Why can't
Indiana make the tournament 6 out of 7 years?
We cover it.
Indiana's one of the biggest basketball schools in the country. And if you go back in the last 20 years, they haven't made it 6 out of 7.
For every Indiana, I can throw Baylor at you. For every Indiana, I can throw Iowa State.
I'm just saying,
I can throw Creighton at you. It's right. It's 60 miles away.
I'm saying 6 out of 7 is a standard that's relatively unreachable for 60% of Power 4
But
teams.
why is it so out of the question? Why is 8 and 12 celebrated here? I don't get it. I don't get it.
8 and 12 get you in the tournament in the Big Ten.
Oh, great.
So that's the idea. But you're just saying that. Isn't that what you want? You want in the tournament. 8 and 12 is not good enough to get you in the tournament.
No, see, this is what I mean by it's an expectations discussion. No, I just don't want in the tournament. Everybody gets in the damn tournament. Florida Atlantic got to the Final Four. Like, why do we think of it that way? Oh, just get in the tournament. What kind of standard is that? I mean,
the standard is because they haven't done it.
Yeah, see, that's always it.
So, okay, if the standard is they need to get to the Sweet 16, if that's your idea.
No, it's not my standard, but if your standard is just to get to the tournament.
So, Steve, if they either get to the tournament or they get to the Sweet 16, are you saying the round of 32?
No, I'm saying.
What is the standard for you here?
If your standard is just to get to the tournament and that's the end all, okay, what do we do? Why didn't we?
So then what's ignore my standard. What's your standard?
Get to the tournament regularly. And win.
Okay.
And win.
How is that different than me saying the standard is to get to the tournament?
Well, I didn't think that's what you're saying.
Well, I wasn't saying get there once out of 25 years.
Well,
I'm just.
How about once
I just
out
got
of 6?
done saying that they're having their best 2-year stretch in the last 25 years. If that doesn't sum up Nebraska, yeah. Look at the face you're making. If that doesn't sum up the program,
if that's good, if that's the best it can be, then
I don't think it's the best that it can be. I'm not making that argument. I'm not saying that at all.
It's an amazing conversation. It is amazing. It is. It freaks me out.
Well, it is a unique one-of-one scenario in all of college basketball.
It is. Thank you for saying that.
Like, that is part
That's what I'm saying.
When we try to talk about other teams and why Nebraska can't be Iowa State or they can't be Kansas State or they can't be Iowa or they can't be Missouri or all these regional teams.
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't be.
I don't either.
I just know they haven't.
I know. Well, it doesn't. We just have a difference in expectations. That's what it is.
I don't even think we do. I think that you think I'm saying one thing that I'm clearly not. I'm not saying that it's okay for Nebraska to be bad at basketball.
No, I'm not saying you're saying.
I'm saying that the last couple years of Fred Hoiberg gives me renewed hope and expectation of what they can do because previously they haven't really been around this mark consecutively.
But here's the problem about this year, though, is that it was very clear that this team made the dance last year, and they expected to get back there again. You had Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary, and Bryce Williams was better than advertised. Yeah. He was a first-team All-Big Ten player, and they were trending toward the dance the whole year, and they straight up choked.
Right.
They straight up choked, and that has to matter. That has to count for something. That
it
they had
does in the sense that they
had
didn't
this
get
all
it done.
ahead of you. They had one injury to a guy that was really average to pour the whole year, and that was it.
It's just like games or seasons; they're only judged as a whole. It's like we were ahead by 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Same thing with it. So when you say the last 2 years, I'm just looking at just a broad picture of anybody I'd evaluate, and you would say they finished 16th
of 18.
So how can you say the last 2 years were going the right? Because you only judge a season as a whole.
Okay,
that's it. And so how can you say the last 2 years were good when you had?
Any of you say that Nebraska is going in the wrong direction for basketball? None of you are willing to say it.
I can say
none
I'm
of you are
unclear.
willing to say that.
I could say you could make an argument either way.
You can make an argument on anything either way.
But
That's
how
the
do you
whole
not
point of
judge
your
a season
show.
as a whole?
You have a talk show. You argue about anything either way. But none of you,
it's hard for
none
me
of you are willing to stand up and say the basketball program is going in the wrong direction. You're willing to say Fred Hoiberg's record is bad. You're willing to say the first 3 years should count.
Yeah.
You're willing to say that the conference record in those 3 years are bad. I get all of that. Are you willing to say the basketball program is going in the wrong direction?
Wrong direction. What about I'm not sure?
Well, that's completely fine.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Because next year you lose your top two players.
I'm not
from this
telling
team.
you they're going to be a Final Four team like Florida Atlantic.
I am not
next year either.
I would not argue.
I'm saying I'm willing to bet that next year is a continuation of where they have been, which is in the bubble conversation. I don't think they're going to revert back to being a 14-win basketball team like they were earlier in his career, or worse, when 7, 9, whatever it was.
7, 7, and 10 was his first 3 years.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's not counting. That's total wins. 7, 7, 10.
So what I am saying is that I think the direction of Nebraska basketball is going where I want it to be, which is in the conversation of the bubble, which means you are in tournament talk. And more often than not, my expectation of Nebraska basketball, 3 out of 5 years you're in the tournament. In that stretch, you're winning games when you're in. So you're not just getting there. And you're not getting there and touching the door and then running back to Nebraska.
All right. Yeah. 3 out of 5. I'll buy that.
That's
and
kind of where I've been at.
And winning. Win a couple.
Right. It's not just, I don't want the participation trophy of you hang the damn banner.
Right.
And we all celebrate the next November.
The direction of the program is a discussion we really haven't had here.
Nobody wants to have that discussion.
I don't know that I could say definitively, yeah, they're definitely going in the right direction after what I saw this year. They finished 16th.
Yeah.
In the league. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't argue passionately that it's going horribly.
Right.
You know. But I don't know. I
don't want to put anybody on the spot, but I guess if you don't think Nebraska is going in the right direction, and I'm not saying you or Bill or Jake.
Right.
It at large, if someone doesn't think they're going in the right direction, then they're ready to move on from Fred Hoiberg.
Yeah, it's complicated though.
Or it becomes a series of, well, we got to see what happens next year.
Well, that's what I would say.
And that's still the idea of when I'm saying I'm not caring about the first 3 years. If they aren't in tournament talk next year, I'm more than willing to entertain the conversation. It might be time for a different.
Yeah, I think in that sense we're on the same page.
Yeah, that's why I feel like the way I phrase that put me on this island. But once you talk through it, I think everybody's sort of in the let's see where this goes.
Right. Yeah.
With the idea that the last 2 years have been better, and give you a sense of what it could be under Fred Hoiberg.
It's been better, but it's been better than miserable. I mean,
again, a one-on-one program.
Comparing
miserable.
No, it is. That's true. It's a one-on-one program in that I don't know. You've looked at this stuff closer than I have. How many programs would a coach get this far without an NCAA tournament win and one appearance?
Probably none.
That's
so why is that allowed here then? Why is that allowed here?
That's where I get hung up.
It's one of one.
Because
I've covered it too long.
I mean, there is no easy answer to this. It's allowed here right now because the tournament appearance was a year ago. I mean, if the tournament appearance was in 2019, 2020, which I guess it couldn't have been, bad year to pick, 21, 22, we would be having an entirely different, recency bias is why it's allowed now.
Hey, I'm glad we're having this discussion because it's the same discussion that's going on out there. There's a lot of people like you. There's a lot of people like me.
Yeah. I think
there's
a lot of people.
There's a lot of bickering.
There's a lot of people that want Nebraska to be successful. Walking out of there on Sunday where you have that crowd and yet another home game where Nebraska doesn't win and yet another time in which one win would have completely flipped how you would view this season. We wouldn't be having this conversation if they would have played last night. Now, if they would have lost, maybe we're having a different version of the conversation.
Big if.
But we wouldn't be having the same level of conversation.
Right.
Missing the entirety of the tournament is really damning for the Big Ten. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about, even though you lost to A&M last year, you still came off going great shape. Look what we got coming back. Now you talk about the direction of the program. It's hard because you look at, are you fired up for next year's team?
Well, no, because I don't know.
We don't know who it is.
That's
That's my point.
But I guess the idea
very
is I'm betting
difficult.
on Fred and
Very
I'm betting
difficult.
on him figuring something out in the last 3 years for what he wants Nebraska basketball to look like, to play in the Big Ten. The same guy was able to pluck Bryce Williams out of Charlotte, who was a first-team all Big Ten player. He helped develop Keisei Tominaga into a shooter. Rink Mass came from Bradley and became the person everyone has talked about in the last week or so. Oh, what would this team have looked like if it had Rink Mass instead of Mia? You know, if. Thing is, Fred found those guys. I'm willing to bet right now that he has a better understanding of what he needs to win than he probably did in 2019, 2020. That's why I don't worry about what his conference
You can
record
flip that conversation, to be fair, though. I mean, his solution at point guard was Ulyss.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been good at specific
Booster
areas.
and Ulyss was the comp. Was the
That
answer.
was
That was
the,
bad.
so you can
It was
flip
poor.
that conversation. I mean, just to
And
be
yet-
fair, just to be fair.
2 wins away from being a lock of the NCAA tournament. I mean, and so it's not like the degree of what we're talking about is really small.
Close, but Mike, I'm going to tell you something.
Close doesn't count for anything.
It doesn't matter to me anymore.
Yeah, I get that. And we all
'cause
lived
it's
through
easy-
2021 football. I
It's
understand.
easy to get close.
Right.
It is.
To get over the hump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Winning and getting over is tough. That's the tough. That's difficult. That's what means something. Close doesn't mean nothing. It means very little.
Because every team gets the same one if they go back the other way. Like you talk about, if every team, okay, let's give Penn State two times that whatever it is that when you get there, a couple things like that, you get those do-overs. Well, they get the do-overs, so it all evens itself back out again.
I don't. Yeah, Mike. I get it, and I'm not adamant they move on from Fred. I do think it should be a conversation. It's really not, and I think it's not because of financials.
Well,
but doesn't
I think
Minnesota
Bruns
firing
told me-
Johnson have to mean something? Minnesota
No.
fired a guy, and he had a better record than Fred overall
in his time at Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yes.
Versus
Yes.
time,
Correct.
his time at
In his time-
Nebraska.
yes.
Oh yes.
What was his record the last?
It was
3 years?
56 and 71
Total.
was his total record.
And he coached for the last 3 years.
4
been
years.
4 years.
4 years.
Minnesota.
4 years.
Is Fred's record not better in the last 4 years?
I don't know
It
about
probably is.
It's close.
It's close.
But
It'd
then
be
hold it now.
close.
You can't count his first 3 years.
I don't care about those first 3 years.
Okay, now do you count Ben Johnson's
That's
first
what I'm
3
saying. You
years?
can't count Ben Johnson's first
I don't
3
care
years.
about Ben Johnson. With apologies to a former Nebraska assistant, that was very nice to me. You know, like
I didn't know who he was.
oh,
But
No, I didn't know he
and that's not. It's an apples oranges. All I say about that is throwing out Fred's first 3 years. To me, it's just an amazing amount of grace. It's just wow. I mean, how many coaches get that?
yeah, but
How many coaches get
again, if they're not successful next year, it doesn't matter. He's not being fired because Matej Kavas and Shamil Stevenson and Alonzo Verge and all of these random players didn't play well for the first 3 years. He's being let go because after a tournament appearance, because he got that grace, right? We've already acknowledged that the grace existed, that he probably got to a
incredible.
point
Yeah.
where he never should have because it shouldn't have happened anywhere.
Mhm.
That's all done.
Mhm.
So it shouldn't be part of the conversation. The conversation is, has he reached a jump off point where the expectation is Nebraska is now under Fred Hoiberg contending to be in the NCAA tournament? And I would say yes. And that to me is an elevation of where they were at previously. If they can't sustain that,
Previously,
if
the
next
first
year-
3 years are
yeah,
previously Miles because they were there under Miles.
to a degree, yeah.
They were.
I mean, they made it in 2013,
So
14.
6 years
They
in,
were in
he
the
really
conversation a
hasn't. He
couple
really
times.
hasn't surpassed Miles.
No.
I mean,
It's
That's
not
the problem.
that
that's the
He's
issue.
paid well to do so.
Right.
He's paid a lot more than Tim Miles to elevate this program to what Tim Miles was not doing.
He's paid
Be
more than
better.
Hubert Davis. I
I mean,
mean,
you in North Carolina.
are they going to make the tournament?
Well, he's getting.
Oh, he got to the
Isn't it a
national
bigger deal
championship
if
game.
they're-
Yeah, well, they
he's
won-
made a
they got
title
to the-
game. He's made a
If you watch
championship
hoops,
game.
they should be in the tournament.
Yeah, they should be.
Just the eye picture. Yeah.
We got to take a break. We're way behind. We'll have
discussion,
more
Shane.
next on early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home.
And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, 4-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Nebraska Lottery.
Hey, I heard Trucks and Bucks is back.
Yes, sir. And this year you could win one of 8 new gray trucks. People from around the state just love this game.
They do?
You bet. Just this morning, I got calls from excited players in Burwell, Sutton, Falls City, and Ralston.
Well, you can add Wilbur to the list.
You're from Wilbur?
No, that's my name.
Oh.
Hey, if you get a call from Alma, that's my aunt.
That's her name?
No, that's where she lives.
Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try a double chocolate muffin with a leprechaun latte made with dark chocolate, peppermint, and Irish cream. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
St. Patrick's Day is on a Monday this year, but St. Patrick's Eve is on a Sunday, and you won't want to miss that party at Madson's Bowling and Billiards. Families are welcome to join in on the Olympics and win great prizes, or just come down to have one of Sarah's favorites, corned beef and cabbage, or one of Brady's favorites, bangers and mash. Plus, great music all afternoon from Crosby, Stills, Bangers and Mash. That's St. Patrick's Eve on Sunday, March 16th at Madson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. When it comes to gift giving, it's all about the wow factor. And let me tell you, nothing wows quite like jewelry. Whether it's a delicate necklace or a statement ring, jewelry makes the right statement. So if you want to knock her socks off, or anything else for that matter, skip the generic gifts and go straight for the bling. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
This
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A lot of fireworks in the first segment with Mike Schaefer. You can always text us at 402-464-5685.
text line.
Schaefer's Hour, sponsored by Ben Spurk at Farm Bureau. Please text or call Ben at 402-217-9945 for any insurance questions or needs. I'm not sure if we ended that conversation all on the same page or it changed minds at all from the first segment, but
Okay.
I'm glad we talked it out, though, on these airwaves.
It's a great discussion.
I mean, as was said, we're probably having the same thing next year, so we can.
That just sounds wonderful.
Just pick it right up where we left
It's
off.
just the same damn conversation every year because we can't have anything else besides that in Nebraska. We filled the arena up. We're
Hold
13th
it. 91,
in attendance.
92, 93, right? 3 years in a row.
We had a run.
Yeah, so let's just stop the whining. We're all right.
We were
fine.
30 years ago, we had it going on here. We had it going
Just
on.
a solid 32 years ago.
Yeah, we're solid.
Everyone just relax.
Everything's
The
good.
apex of my life for Nebraska basketball. I was
Why is that?
How old
3,
were you?
4, and 5.
You were 3 years old.
Well, in 90.
So you don't remember
Didn't we come in as
91.
a 3 seed one year?
They were a 3
Hey,
seed.
let's
Yes.
continue this. One thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
One of the Keith Mann brought this up to me. I don't think you'll mind invoking his name. Danny understood the level of player that you needed. He did. That you guys, Bill's old enough to remember. They were loaded at times with Danny.
They're
When
the
people
best
say
rosters they've had in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, or
Yeah.
40
Or ever.
years, or
Or
yeah,
ever.
I mean,
or ever.
The problem I have is I don't have the context of those early 90s teams
You should have
because
seen them.
I mean, I would
They
have
were a
liked
3
to.
seed.
Yeah.
They probably weren't
They were
on
a 3
TV
Jake.
very often.
Jake, I just called you Jake. Mike,
They
they
won
were
26 games, right?
Mike, they were a 3 seed. Now, can you envision that?
No, I can't.
Nebraska was a 3 seed. A legit 3 seed.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those like, what, 3 seeds? Like,
No, they
Yeah.
were loaded.
My earliest Nebraska ball memory is winning the NIT in 1996.
Was it still the red, white, and blue ball?
No, I don't know.
No, hold on. I don't.
When did that?
They were
hang
at
on.
Madison Square Garden, which
They-
I
they-
thought was the coolest thing in the world.
Could
at the
someone,
time.
texters, please let us know. We're down, Ellie. Please let us know when the last year was the red, white, and blue ball in the NIT because Nebraska played with the red, white, and blue ball.
I'm going mid 80s.
And I thought it was Hoppin played with it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, played with the red, white,
100%. Stan Cloudy, Hoppin. Yeah, 100%.
Why can't we bring that back? It's
It was
it
incredible.
stands out. It
Because
stands
out of the
out.
blue, normal season, NIT starts, and here comes a red, white, and blue
And it
ball.
was
The
cool.
ABA, the ABA
I was
ball.
going to say the ABA did that.
It was the
Yeah.
ABA ball.
It looked strange going into basketball.
It was, and the rotation of the ball looked so much
Strange.
cooler. And it had to be
Beautiful.
weird to play when you haven't played. Just imagine all of a sudden you're in football and you start the playoffs and the ball's pink or something.
Weird.
It'd be weird because it's kind of odd here. It's kind of normal.
Don't
Red,
give the
white,
NFL any ideas. The
Red,
month of
white, and blue
October,
ball.
we could end up with a pink football for breast cancer awareness.
That's
So,
true.
Could
It's
be.
true. Could happen.
Hey, Danny knew what he was doing. He just couldn't get him over the hump. He just couldn't get him over
He was
the hump.
close.
Yeah.
Ah.
Those
we're
teams
close right now.
I think that 3 seed team was Scales and King. And
Lost to Xavier.
Yeah.
14 seed Xavier in the tournament.
Uh,
We could have had this
None of
entire
their tournament
pain
games were
gone.
close either.
hold it now.
Not
Hang on. Let's go back in time. You're saying the pain's over, Jake? Right now, you'd have no pain if they'd have won that game in '92.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying this. I'm saying
the pain would be over.
No, the
pain would be
the embarrassment of being the only Power 5 team to have never won a tourney game would not be
Something
there.
walking by.
I would not
be
stop caring about that too, in the sense that like they're either going to get there and win or they get there and lose. I mean, so it's
right.
Now that they've basically been one of one for the majority of my life, it just doesn't.
See, that's
we
what
just accept it and embrace it then. That we're that's who we are.
I don't want to embrace it because I don't like that identity, but there's nothing I can really do about that.
I like that though. I like what you said. I haven't thought of it that way, but Nebraska basketball is kind of a one of one.
There's nothing else like it.
It is.
Now that's what, but I have more. Now I'll tell you, we don't need to get into it, but I have more of a problem with that than you do. I hate being one of one. Why is
it's a bad one of one, by the way.
I'm not over here saying that we should put a billboard on O Street that celebrates Nebraska's basketball history of being a one of one. Don't misunderstand where I'm at with that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I don't like talking about how it works or what other teams are doing because it's just different.
When I hear you say one of one, I think of an agent saying to a coach, hey, Fred, it's a 1-in-1 place.
It is
you don't have to win.
Generally a positive. In this case, it is a large negative.
Fred, you don't have to win. I mean,
no, that is not. I want to be very clear. One of one is not a successful description of Nebraska.
Well,
it could be used in a mocking sense.
I hear an agent. No, I don't hear an agent mocking it. Yeah. I hear an agent saying we're going to get rich at Nebraska. That's what I hear. I mean, we're going to go 7 years.
That's why I don't care what the money is, because you're going to, if you want the good coach, you're going to pay through the nose for the good coach.
Yeah, I'm just the agent.
If you want the Ben Johnson type and you got to hope that it works out.
I know if I'm the agent, I'm saying we don't need Minnesota. They'll fire you after 4 years if you're not good. Nebraska, you don't got to worry about it. You don't got to win a tournament.
7 years, don't win a game. You're fine. You make a lot of money.
You get double digits once in 3 years, you're good.
I just love to be this agent. That's what I'd love.
Well, yeah. Think of how much money you make.
Ching, 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 ching.
Passive income. Yeah, exactly. Well, guess what? It's already time to play the game show. I know it happened quickly.
That was fun.
Happened quickly. And speaking of the game show, we're doing Nebraska ball today also.
Oh, great.
Oh, you two guys will crush. This will be. Who's ever calling in?
We going through the top players.
Keith
in
Mann, it better be Keith Mann to make this thing even close.
No, but Schaefer and Jake have a huge advantage in that they were all.
I'm not playing the game show.
Yeah,
I'm giving the game show. I can't
Jake,
help
you.
You've covered him.
He has a sheet and knows the questions.
You've followed him since 1976.
But there's some years where it was sort of on the periphery for me because I was deep in football.
Some.
If you think you know your
2000 until 2013.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think it'd be on
we
the
had a 16-year stretch and a 10-year stretch.
Yeah, just
beautiful.
Just wonderful. Everything's great.
Jake, if we just would have won in 92, this pain would be over.
Well, not the pain, but the embarrassment of being the only team to never have won a tournament game would be over. If you know your Nebraska ball all-time leaders, call us up 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the takedown Sip and Schaefer in trivia today as Schaefer helps out on his day when he's here. Nebraska ball all-time leaders. You guys feel okay about this or not?
Just fair.
They'll kill it.
Kind of.
Okay.
Just fair. Fair.
Okay. Well, we have David, who's been patiently waiting. David, you're on early break. How do you feel about Nebraska basketball all-time leaders today?
I think I might be okay, depending on what it is.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. Oh, David, Schaefer's a lifeline for one question for Sip, as always.
Bill, I want you to pay attention, though.
I am.
All right. David, first question goes to you. Who has the most rebounds in Nebraska basketball history with 1,015 in his career?
Come on, Schaefer. This is your week.
I think is that Alex March?
Oh,
brilliant!
It is.
That's
Alex March.
Oh, this just got
the
real.
only one that I thought of.
Is that right?
Well,
I thought of
because
Benson.
I
Benson
didn't think,
Hamilton.
Yeah, but did he played all 4 years? He played as a freshman.
Oh, think so.
Yeah, so that's the
March
thing. March
started as a
started.
freshman.
I'm always have to
March
think of games.
played 4
Games
years.
started, you know, because there's a lot of good big men, but
1-0 lead for David Sipp. First question: who leads Nebraska ball in all-time assists with 682 in his career?
I think it's one of two. I think it's got to be one, actually.
Who's that?
Brian Carr.
I had that.
Brilliant.
By a lot, actually. He's by a
Had
lot
that
over
one.
some. I don't even
I
know
had that one.
Brian
Lou
Carr,
only
because he
played 3
played.
years.
We played 4. Yeah.
He was
Well,
like,
Lou only played.
Lou
3.
only played.
he's
3.
well over 100
think-
more than second.
I think he's from Indiana, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
Who's second
100.
place?
I forget. Okay.
Hey guys, when I think about the beauty of Nebraska basketball, it was Carr and Hoppin. I mean, those guys were incredible.
All right,
Bill
back,
remembers.
back to David. David for the lead. Last question: who leads Nebraska basketball in all-time three-pointers made with 268?
Kerry Cohorn.
This guy knows that.
David is locked
Hold it.
in right now.
Is this Keith Mann's assistant? Keith, are
Gary
you standing
Cohorn,
next to him?
incredible shooter.
He was.
How about that?
Also a
Cohorn.
very good
Yeah.
golfer too.
Cohorn's the number one 3-point shooter in Nebraska.
By
history.
far. By far.
Well, he could shoot.
Is he the one that played with Duke? And you guys played out at the tournament?
Oh yeah,
It was.
Yeah. That was me, Kerry, Duke, and my buddy Joe. Yeah, Kerry.
How'd you get Duke in this conversation?
I was like,
Duke's
like,
like,
anytime at
Duke's
Duke.
like, he goes, I don't know if I belong in this thing. And Duke said he played incredible.
He played all right.
He played incredible for Duke. I mean, I go, who are you
Yeah,
playing
Duke
with? He goes,
played with
I
me.
go, hold it. You're playing with
Kerry called the all-time three-pointers, and Jake.
and Duke.
It was quite the foursome we had. We won the tournament.
Won
too.
the tournament.
Jake can play.
Yeah.
We won. All right, 2-1 lead for David. Sip Schaefer still in play. You trail 2-1. Last question: who leads Nebraska basketball in all-time blocks with 241 in his career?
Oh, wow.
It's one of two also, right?
241. I don't know it, Bill.
I think I know this one, by the way, guys.
Hey, would you just?
Yeah. Hey, Keith Mann Jr. Easy.
I do not have a great
blocks.
I mean, no one I watched in the last 30 years has been a tremendous shot blocker. And
There was that.
I just made a sound effect, so I made a sound.
So it can't be. I can't throw out names.
5 seconds here. Nebraska ball all-time blocks. 5,
261.
4, 241.
Oh, that makes it better.
4, 3.
I'm just gonna throw out a name.
Go ahead.
Roby.
Blocks. Roby. That would be Vincent Hamilton, and then
Yeah,
you mentioned for rebounds.
I thought. See, I
we're
I
on
was
the
taking
edge
clues
of my
from you.
knowledge on that.
What?
I thought.
He said 30 years. That was 30. It was in the last 30
Okay.
years.
Okay. I should have said
That's
Vince.
He's actually only 5 ahead of Mikey Moore, who was second at 236.
That's one of my-
Moore. Mikey Moore played quite a long time in the league, right?
He did.
Like
Yeah,
8
10
years. Detroit,
almost
I think.
10 years. Maybe.
Hey, the other
On that NIT team.
the other time when Nebraska basketball guys, this is just times we miss. We didn't see when they were really good. Was the Lou Vincent combination?
Yep.
The car hopping inside.
That was my
outside.
first ever tournament game that I watched. Arkansas, Nebraska led it half.
Lou
and
Vincent
lost.
was an incredible inside outside.
David, congrats. You get your bagel fish for calling in and calling down the road.
Anything on the up end, the
Thank
red,
you,
white, and
guys.
blue ball. Thank you, David.
David.
What year would that stop? It was incredible.
I do not know.
I love these better times. This guy, Lou Vincent was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I do have a tiebreaker question for Bill to get in play here. Okay, Bill, how many Nebraska basketball players have averaged 16 points per game in their careers? Not just in the season, but in their collective career at Nebraska.
God, all time?
16.0 points per game collectively in their career. How many players?
Collectively in their career.
Yes,
That
yes.
can't be many.
I got to say 21.
Oh God, I'm gonna.
I would go under.
Yeah, I would go under.
What would you put for numbers? Sip?
Okay, collectively in their career, 16.
Mhm.
I'll say 9.
On the dot.
I was
Here's your
at
name.
11.
Here's your names,
Okay.
by the way. Dave Hoppin, James Palmer Jr., Teran Petaway, Jerry Fort, Tom Back. Is it Bach?
Bach.
Tom
Bach,
Bach.
from Stewart.
Tom Bach.
Fort, yes.
Marv Stewart, Stu Lance, Bryce Williams, and Chuck Jura.
Ooh, that's a great
Chuck
list.
Jura.
Well, hey, can we revisit that list late in the show?
Yeah.
Sure.
God, that's a
Why not?
beautiful list.
Why not?
God almighty.
Just think about it.
Three
We're
of
talking about
those
it.
in the last
They've
decade.
never won a tournament game.
They never won one. Just one.
That's
Just
like-
won one.
That's a beautiful list.
It is going to be fun. If we lived here, I missed a lot because I
God.
was gone. Did that stupid
What a
coaching thing.
list.
Hour 3 is next. One
Is
more
Shay
segment.
sticking around longer?
Yeah, one more segment. Shape.
Come on,
next.
Shay.
Come on,
I'm in.
Shave.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and warm with an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, mainly clear and breezy, a low around 53. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving in the afternoon. It'll be windy, too, with a high near 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utility's direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8? At the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show. From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's great to stay up late. It's time for Early Break, presented by NEPCO. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I like Stone.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
And here comes a sandwich from God.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
Hey, somebody grab me a mocha quick, would you?
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 3 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch, and Mike Schaefer with you for Hour 3. Hour 3 sponsored by our friends at NEPCO. Ready Mix Concrete is hiring. Check out their jobs at NEPCOinc.com. Sip, you had a text you wanted to read from.
Yeah, Jay Foreman said the Roby guess for most blocks in Nebraska history is one of the worst guesses in history.
I kind of hinted that at myself when I said Roby.
What position did he play? I don't
He was
know.
a power forward.
Yeah, and he did block people. He only played for
3 years.
3 seasons. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many blocks he had, but I think it had to be a significant number.
Is it $1 billion?
Well,
Hey, Jay, I've
I'll
had
look it
worse
up.
guesses than that. Roby blocked. Didn't he block? Jake, you can't give me an eye roll.
What
too.
was Roby's years? What were his
Roby
years?
was in the Tim Miles years. He was 20.
The
16 through
15,
18?
16 through 18, 19,
Gotcha.
or 16, 17 through 18, 19. He redshirted, so he was here 4 years.
I should now listen. Just for context, Vincent was. If I had to pick 5 of my all-time favorite Nebraska basketball players, Vincent would be in the top 5 no matter what, and could be as high as 2. So I should have. I just overthought it. And
So it was 241?
yeah.
Yes.
So off by like 80 some. So not
bad.
Not that
There's
bad.
worse guesses
There's
than
worse
that.
guesses.
I
Worse
guarantee
guesses.
he's in the top 10
Top
all-time
10?
of blocks.
Yeah,
So he's in the top 10.
Yeah. If he's top 10, I think you got to give him. Yeah.
He blocks shots.
It's not like you said Shang Ping or anything.
Yeah.
So
Sean Ping, who was a Doc Sandler player. Was that Barry Collier?
Hmm.
I meant Barry.
Could have been crossover.
Yeah. Forgettable is what it was back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Not better time.
Today.
Yes, there has been a lot of. And by the way, people saying thank you. They like the fire. Schaefer wanted to.
Schaefer came in with some heat. I
and
liked
was
it.
yelling
I
at
did.
us.
Well, I like it. Jake
Yeah.
put it on the rundown, so credit to
Yeah.
Jake.
I knew what was happening.
I saw it.
Before
I saw it
even-
too.
I
There's
knew
going to be
yesterday-
yelling. There's going to be yelling.
I knew yesterday when I tweeted it that I was inviting this upon myself. So I also knew coming in today that there was no way Jake was missing this.
No.
And it's also March.
It's
so-
fun. I like
Yeah.
it.
No,
Fun.
I'm not offended by any.
These should be conversations, and they are. They are. There's people having these conversations out there. Trust me.
I would say, what do you think it is? I think it's almost 50-50
Yeah, it seems
on
like it.
conversations, on back and forth, on the direction of the program.
Where
and
people are at
non-direction.
with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the firing of Fred, no. That's not 50-50.
I would say that's probably more 30%, and then they're really loud about it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
That
like
makes sense.
But the direction would probably be about 50-50, or it'd be a conversation. Or if nothing else, it'd be the one conversation that is real is high disappointment, right? For this year.
Yeah.
Because you
In
return,
general.
when you return
Yeah.
in general, but we return the team that they have, two
You
players.
had a first team all Big Ten player,
Yeah.
you didn't get the NCAA tournament.
The direction of the program discussion is useful. It's more palatable too because you don't have to discuss a firing.
But it's too hard to do the direction of a program in today's world. It used to always be you got to come in. I'm going to get my guys. I'm going to build my culture. That's not it anymore. It's like we're going to come in. I mean, you're going to come in like that. What are you going to do? It's the portal area. This is different. And so we say like, well, the direction of the program. I don't know what the direction is because they got to go out and get probably 8 new players.
Yeah,
it's a really
and
good
so I don't
point.
know what
It's a really good point.
So it's not. How do you know what the direction of any
God,
program
that's a good
is?
point. Yeah. What do you?
See,
That's a hard conversation.
Sometimes
to
you
have.
sit there and you say, "Listen, we're bringing back 6 sophomores that played as true freshmen or whatever it is." It's like, okay, what's the direction of the program? Really good. We got good players. We retained them, going the right way. Right now, I mean, can you name the starting 5 that's going to jog out there?
No.
I mean, we have no idea.
So how do you? I don't know
In
what the
school.
direction.
They
of the
were in a
program-
similar
Here's what-
situation going into 23,
Yeah.
24 and hit on. I mean, you brought back Gary and you brought back Tominaga, Wilcher, I guess, to a degree. So you have Rink, you have Esesian, Burke. I don't know. The hard thing is I'm not entirely convinced who is for sure coming back. And a lot of this is anchored to the idea that Mast for sure is going to pass up playing over in Europe or wherever else.
Okay.
Because he chose to have the surgery here. He invested in the idea that he would be here for the 25, 26.
Okay, here's what you got to ask yourself. Okay, something just crystallized in my brain, which happens about
like this.
twice a year.
Is it usually every 6 months, or sometimes it happen like within the same
Random.
month?
Does it happen on the radio
Yeah.
or is it more in
Okay,
just
now,
different places?
okay, now when you have this direction of the program discussion, as Bill established, it's really hard to do because you can't point at a set of players that, okay, this young guy is progressing. Now this guy's not even young anymore and he's really good. He's going to be good next year. It's hard to do this now. So what matters probably most is head coach. And does the head coach, does he have a track record of procuring big time talent? Now, that's what you got to ask yourself about Fred. Can Fred operate in this world? The other part of the discussion that you have to have here is Fred going to change up the way he does things? For instance, hire a general manager.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that's what you have to ask yourself about the coach. And I haven't made a decision on that, on what I'm saying. Is he the guy that can flip a roster quick and get you wins in the NCAA tournament? Can he do that?
I think he
That's
can.
what you got to ask yourself.
I think he can.
I respect your answer.
To start with, Hoiberg did that at Iowa State at a
100.
really high level.
Yeah.
And so we know that he has the ability to
history.
go into the
Yep.
portal. And then if you want to just condense it to just Nebraska, all of these like Bryce Williams was a find by Fred Hoiberg.
Yes.
And Rink Mast, a find by Fred Hoiberg. Tominaga, a find and a development by
Good finds.
Hoiberg.
Good
Jawan
finds.
Gary, find and development by Fred Hoiberg. When again, ignoring the forgetting about the first 3 years, I like the direction of the program because I think he has figured out what he has to find and who he has to find. Now, the question is, can he get them and can he expand upon it? Like, I don't want the plateau or the ceiling of Nebraska to be a bubble team.
Thank you.
That is never what I want in this conversation.
Thank you, sir.
But what I do want is for Nebraska to at least be on the bubble year in and year out. And
There's
that
no
hasn't
reason.
been the case for the 30 years. So I think we're kind of getting a little closer to where we're meeting on this.
Where I diverge from a lot of people is I don't when people say to me, Sipple, they've never done it here. Why would you expect it now? I throw that out. I don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter.
Well, I believe that they can win here. I absolutely believe
Okay,
that.
well, what
That's
does
what it comes
what
down
does Fred need? Does he need a GM for basketball? Because if GMs are being a common thing for college football, we're hearing some GMs in college basketball. Does he need that? Because Abdelmassi was that to a certain extent in Nebraska.
That would be my hesitation.
It didn't work.
He did that. Fred was very absent from the player procurement thing in the first 3 years, and he allowed someone else to largely pick his roster, and it was a disaster. And so one of the big shifts in philosophy was that he got significantly more involved, and then he hired different staff members whose opinion that as evaluators, I think that he trusted, but he was more involved in the process. The program got better. You could make a strong argument that if you were, why he chose to do that the first 3 years, but Matt Abdelmassi was his guy, and he had success with him previously.
He did. It was just I don't know if it was Abdelmassi was sort of wrong man at wrong time. Abdelmassi, by the way, is Patino's GM. So
it's going pretty well there.
I think his connections within college basketball are immense.
Yeah.
It's the idea of, was he getting the right people that fit inside the Big Ten
Something
conference?
wasn't working.
And I think some of it, Fred, came from the NBA and the Big 12, where it's a wide open, spaced out thing more often than not. Big Ten is not always that way. And they got destroyed inside for several years.
They did.
And he had to make that he wanted to play a wide open run and shoot basketball style. So did Illinois. So did Brad Underwood. And he had to adjust when he got to the Big Ten as well. And so I think some of that is the evolution of learning the conference that you're.
Well, I got to be fair, and these guys will know that. I mean, Bill's heard me say it. Jake's heard me say a lot. I did like this team this year. I liked it. I liked the construction of it. There were some fatal flaws.
It just didn't work.
Well, there's some fatal flaws that ended up biting them, like Raleigh being unable to make a three. The point guard situation never really worked.
Well,
it didn't work last year either, though.
Right.
You never knew what you were going to get game in and game out from Mia or Wooster, or Burke, or there's just too many question marks.
Well, and Burke's injury,
and then Adhesion. I mean, you needed that guy to be your shooter, and he wasn't.
Well, he was a lot of the time.
Some of the time.
We looked at the stats. It actually was comparable to Tominaga last year,
The
which is crazy.
percentage
You never think that.
But he also made how many less threes?
Not that many. No, it's like
five.
It's almost the same.
Like
Really?
five.
We thought he would break the record.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, hey, Schaefer's incredible stat.
Yeah.
The season was on par with Tominaga.
Okay, I thought there was a larger gap in
He
terms
had
of total.
he had a
attempts.
better percentage. He had almost as many threes total made. It was crazy looking back at last year. And that and Tominaga,
At the
that
Iowa
was his
State
best
game, he was like 4 or 5 behind.
Yes,
meaning that in the Iowa game he might make it to that, or the first round of the He was going to make
of the
that.
Big Ten
5
tournament.
behind.
Yeah,
that was it.
And he played less games. Now Tominaga did a lot more creative, different things.
Well, and he had big moments.
Yeah, and he had big moments, and he also made a lot more. He did a lot of other things like that. He didn't always just. He made creative shots.
Yep.
That were twos.
And he also had other better players to play off of too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the not having a Mass, not having a Wilcher. It was Adhesion and Bryce and Gary were your 3-point shooters, and Bryce and Gary you're not relying on them for that. I mean, there wasn't another person who developed as an outside shooter to help this team out down the stretch.
Wow. I just don't know. Like, I'm thinking about Dannon right now. Would Dannon go to Fred? See, I don't even know if you do this, if you're Dannon. My first thought is Dannon needs to go to Fred and say, you need to change things up. What are you going to change to get this over the hump? But maybe Fred would say, what do I need to change? We're close. I don't know. I don't know how that conversation would go.
It would come down to, does it change like an assistant coach? Does it change the structure of how you're going out and getting these players? Is Fred going to reply with, yeah, the change is I need another $1.5 million for NIL?
There it is, Bill. That's the part of the discussion we haven't got, and I'm glad you got to it, because that's a lot of, the Fred
ardent Fred defenders play that card. We'll give him the money. Well, I think he had enough.
At the end, well, they had the whole conversation in Arizona last year where they basically were begging for more money for basketball. I mean, that was a real thing that happened.
Who's they? Fred and
Gannon in 1890 in Scottsdale or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was a real thing that happened. So, no, at the beginning of trying to go get players in the portal, they probably didn't have enough money at that point. Did they raise enough at the end of it? Yeah, they threw money at a couple guys at the end that probably weren't great investments. But if they had that at the front, could have things went a little different?
You wonder.
Oh, we don't know. That's all you can really say.
The problem
will that money be there this year after you didn't make the tournament? That's the hard thing about all of this.
Now this is where you guys got to come in, Bill, Jake. When you're talking about a coach now from an AD standpoint, is part of his value his ability to raise money, attract money for NIL?
I'd say
I think
it should be.
Should it be? Absolutely. It was interesting. I heard a
Is
thing. Eddie George just took the Bowling Green job. He was on an interview yesterday. He talked about when he landed. He just got his plane landed, and the first thing he had to do was call 4 boosters for NIL money. That's the first thing he did. He wasn't thinking about, tell me, let's see the university. I want to be able to know this. Help me out with this. The first thing he did, he said, was call 4 boosters.
Okay.
So just think about that.
It's like political candidates at this point.
See,
They're just
so
a phone bank, and they're calling to get donations.
Hold on. Now you got to look at this. You got to look at this because this is I always say we got to slow down because the world evolves so fast. It's always been a case, probably to a certain degree, how your head coach can he raise money, or to what level are boosters attracted to him that will give money? How's Fred in that way? I don't know. I just don't think you can say, well, Fred doesn't have enough money to get the proper roster and then divorce Fred from the conversation. Well, why doesn't he? Isn't that partly his responsibility?
People need to believe in him.
Yeah.
He needs to have the ability to sell on top of it. I mean,
I can't see Fred just going palms up with, I don't have enough money, so what am I supposed to do here?
Right.
Fred, now hold on. No, that's not why this works.
Yeah.
You have to
And to be fair, he's never publicly made comments like that at all.
No, he has never.
No, he's been
and
great.
so I think
Yeah,
we have to absolutely. So
You're right.
He's not being impugned by this.
No, I'm not. We're not.
No one is
impugning.
saying that he is doing that.
No.
Publicly, we can't say that.
No, he's not.
It's a very interesting profession, like I said, where it's all head coach conversation.
It feels like politics.
If it's in football, it's generally way more assistant coach. He's got to go. Need a new coordinator. Need a new this. This guy's got
college basketball.
College basketball. It's head coach only.
Oh God, you can't name players. You can't name players into college basketball anymore.
Has there been any on your guys' boards where it's like this assistant coach has got to go?
No,
you're right.
I mean, nothing.
What percentage of the fan base do we think can name?
No, that's
the
what I
assistant
mean.
Coaches?
No, that's what I'm saying. And then,
where it's football, you could just rip them off.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you walk down the street, they know who you are.
Oh, I've said it for years, Bill. College basketball is incredibly coach centric. We can't even name many players outside the Big Ten, but you can name every coach.
Yeah,
I mean it's or a lot of the Power 4 coaches.
Right now, I turned the TV on to watch St. John's to watch their coach. I don't even really know the players.
Do you know? Well, you knew one player on Auburn, Broom.
What's that, Broom? Yeah,
but you know Bruce Pearl.
Yeah,
I mean you know Nate Oates.
Yeah.
Okay, who's Alabama's best player?
Sears.
Mark Sears
obviously
is
the
good.
best
Sears
player,
is good.
Okay, that's pretty
good.
good.
But beyond that, who do you know besides
I don't know.
Sears?
That's pretty good. Do you
and
know
back
Sears?
when I was 14, I can name off all North Carolina's players, all of Louisville's players. I knew
because they were there for years.
I knew everybody. I watched him. I knew everybody, everything about him. Watched him, and they were playing on Saturday afternoons.
You knew him. You knew him because Pearl Washington was at Syracuse for 4 years.
Yeah. Big Monday.
Yeah, and guys would come up around him, and you'd watch it so much different. And don't take this wrong, but it was better. Sorry.
Well, just think about this having this advantage. If you're Duke, what do you have to raise money for? NIL. How about we got to get a new gym. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
This gym's staying forever. Cameron Indoor, it will be there for another 50 years.
It's hard to raise money at Duke.
Yeah. So they never have to go for an outside facility. Think about that. Where's the money go? It all goes to players. We need a new facility. No, we don't. We're going to stick right here with this one. We're going to tear down Fog Allen.
Yeah.
Tear that down. No, we're not. No, we're not. We don't need it.
Kansas comes up a little short money-wise, I think. It's weird.
Schaefer, thank you.
All right,
God bless you, Schaefer.
Enjoy the next hour and a half.
No, 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes.
Are we going till 10?
I,
Oh,
30 minutes.
Are we going till 10?
I looked up there.
I put a bullet in my head now.
We'll be back for an early break.
4 hours.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NEPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Are you facing a legal problem and don't know where to turn? You need trial attorneys you can trust. Liberty Law Group's experienced trial attorneys will handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Whether you have been accused of a crime, injured in an accident, or threatened with a lawsuit, you can trust that Liberty Law will be there for you. Call for a free consultation and find out how Liberty Law can protect your rights and interests. That's 877-42-LIBERTY, 877-42-LIBERTY, or visit libertylawnebraska.com. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Furor's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Furor's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hey volleyball fans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands, and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and warm with an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, mainly clear and breezy, below around 53. Then tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving in the afternoon. It'll be windy, too, with a high near 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Pucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8? At the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show. From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We thank Mike Schaefer once again for joining us, and a lot of fireworks today on the show with Schaefer. Thanks.
Was it fun though?
It was fun.
It was fun.
A
Schaefer
lively
did,
discussion.
Schaefer did a great job. I wonder if he's going to call in from this car.
Maybe he will.
More information.
He might.
Yeah. What do we got, Jake?
Well, we have a special guest. I mean, we just had Mike Schaefer, which is great. We had Rick Heyman before that. And on the phone now, we have the legend himself, Jerry Schmuddy, longtime basketball coach, of course, at Wesleyan and other places. Jerry, good morning. You called in to get some comments you want to give us regarding the basketball conversation we were having.
This is great.
Yeah, well, guys, congratulations. You didn't talk much about football today, which everybody wants to hear, and it was big on hoops. Here's a couple comments that I have.
Okay.
As I look at today's basketball,
okay,
everybody offensively in college, especially, and I guess pros, kind of plays the same way.
Okay.
They got a shooter in one corner, they got a shooter in another corner. The big guy leaves the basket, comes out and runs a high pick and roll, and what the other guy does is rebound or roll for a shot somewhere. So to me, it would be easier to guard. You know, you have to stay on the ball side when there's penetration. But the most important thing defensively anymore, can you contain the ball?
Okay.
Can you stop the dribble drive
Okay.
without fouling? That's critical.
Okay.
And then the other thing, I never wanted my teams to be, run the same thing as everybody else. Always wanted to give them something that was different that they had to prepare for. Because then if you're like everybody else, then they get used to it, which is dribble drive today, weave around the top, high pick and roll, shooters in the corner. So nobody really, other than the high pick and roll, very few screens other than the guy with the ball out top, and they run a step back with a big guy that can shoot, or he rolls to the basket. So they're kind of all the same. I would try to make sure that I incorporated some off-ball screens by somebody other than the post guy. Not saying you can't use them, but it makes it. I kind of get tired of watching some of the games because they're just so monotonously the same. On each end of the floor, to be honest. So
Nailed it. Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
That to me gets to be a little bit of a bother. So just some thoughts. And yes, the head coach, you were talking about this a little bit. To me, the head coach has to be responsible to help in gaining funding for a program.
Yep.
When I coached, I didn't depend on anybody else. If I thought I needed something, I would work to go get it. There's coaches today that think that's beneath them and don't do it. But now with the NIL and all that, you better be able to go out and fundraise, and get some money for your program. So a coach has to get involved with that and do that.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in, Coach.
Great call,
Again,
Jerry.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Jerry Smutty, the best ever.
Jeez.
Thank you, Jerry.
Talking
That was
X's
good.
and O's is interesting.
That
It
was
does.
fun. We got all the way away from all the which way we going, which way is the program going. Just talking about some basketball.
And he's right. You guys notice it. A lot of the basketball looks the same, and it is sort of monotonous.
It's very much the same.
Yeah.
It is. When you're watching games, it's the same. I didn't get a chance to ask Jerry. It'd be interesting if he thought of these.
Ask me. I can.
Could you ever go old school, where all of a sudden it's like just you have some guys that can play with their back to the basket. The ball gets entered into the post. How about that one?
How about run some baseline screens?
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah,
Keep going.
keep going.
Yeah, this makes me happy.
So because I think back to when things started to change dramatically in football, Coach Osborne stayed the same. Sometimes you can see all 11 players; they were all they were all attached to the formation, running elbow options, doing different things, and they beat you up. Michigan now was the team that went back and did something with their national championship year, completely different almost than everyone else. They were just lined up, big tight ends, big bodies, mauling you.
Hammer away.
Yeah, and that
hammer away.
Instead of, hey, we're a zone read, we're a spread team, we're a tempo team. And he's like, we're going to huddle. We're going to get giant bodies. And so what Jerry was saying was something different. And when you're doing something different than everyone else for the most part, that's why the stress hits you so bad when all of a sudden you have to play Army in the middle of the season. You're just like, your mind is blown.
Yeah.
You're like,
Michigan,
wow.
Go back to Michigan. Michigan, it's easier said than done. I just don't think there's many programs that are in position to say we're just gonna line up and hammer you.
Yeah, there's very
It's
few.
just hard to do it.
Yeah, you had to do.
Nebraska couldn't do that right now. They couldn't just say we're gonna line up and hammer you. They can't do that.
And the difference is like a Michigan would be like that. A Nebraska would be like this in this way. If Nebraska ran the ball 50 times a game with obviously would have to have success with that fan base is fine with it. It's not a fan base that's saying like that. I need to see the ball in the air. They're like, no, they're not.
Not this one.
Not this fan base. They're like, well, no, if we threw it 14 times a game and just ran the living crap out of the ball, this fan base would be okay with it. That wouldn't go with a lot of fan bases. They went, now we got to open it up. I want things flying down the field. That's not how we're going to do it.
Although, Bill, remember when Jake, back me on it. When Bill Callahan came in, They gave him a standing ovation when they threw the ball downfield in the spring game.
That's true.
It's true.
I mean,
the fan base is like, what was that?
True. So
it's incredible.
I don't know. It's a tough decision. It's a tough conversation a little bit. I don't go, Bill. What I don't deal in very often is absolutes. It's hard to deal in absolutes in sports.
But unique in what Jerry was saying is the part that I don't know basketball well enough, and like what would they do that's so different? Football, I can give you a ton of ideas.
Here, I'll give you
what you can do different in football.
I don't know.
Different.
Basketball, you guys just pretend like I'm not talking about the NBA. I was fascinated one night watching Memphis and Minnesota in the Minnesota analyst for the Timberwolves said this, and it was fascinating. Hey, guy, and this is the analyst who played in the NBA. He said, guys, Memphis doesn't run an offense. The Memphis Grizzlies don't run an offense, and they don't run it. He said, he goes, just watch them. There's no offense. Their offense is 4 out, drive, kick. I mean, and that's it. And I watched it. Like, I was very interested in the comment, and I'll be damned. The Grizzlies don't run an offense. They just don't run one. It's like playing at the YMCA, but it works. I mean, they're a playoff team.
They are. Thank you to Jerry Schmuddy for the phone call.
That's
Always great to hear from Jerry.
Jerry was.
That was nice.
That was
also, and he confirmed what we said. The head coach runs everything. Head coach.
He should be fundraising.
Now I know
too.
I know the head coach is always in charge. I get that part. But assistant coaches are a lot, and you see their name. And when things are not going well, you're getting praised. Not going well, you're getting hammered by the fan base. Doesn't happen in basketball.
Not in basketball.
Doesn't happen.
God, isn't that? But why? I don't quite understand why.
The spillover is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by Nevco on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sandhills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Hey farmers, do you run a precision planting monitor in your planter tractor? Boyk Farm Outfitters is hosting our annual 2020 Monitor Clinic at the Holthus Center in York on Wednesday, March 19th. They'll run through everything on the monitor, from basic setup to more complex downforce settings and everything in between. You'll learn agronomy principles behind some of the monitor settings and will leave refreshed and ready to plant. Representatives from Precision Planting will be on hand to handle any questions that you can throw at them. Visit BoykFarmOutfitters.com for all the details and to reserve your spot.
Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports, from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and warm with an afternoon high around 80. Tonight, mainly clear and breezy, a low around 53. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies to start, but showers and storms arriving in the afternoon. It'll be windy, too, with a high near 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 11th annual Street Festival. The party starts on Saturday, March 15th, with tons of giveaways, a kilt contest, great Irish food, and green beer, and continues on Monday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 11 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Monday, and the street party starts at 2 p.m. both days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's 8th and P in the Haymarket.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option. When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111. Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Spring storms can unfortunately lead to power outages. While LES line workers go out in the storm, you can stay in, but you can also help by reporting your outage right away online at les.com/report.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8? At the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show. From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sand Hills Global Event Center, sponsored by Reimers Kaufman Concrete Products.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for a quick spillover before we get to state basketball. Sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers One Love. By the way, Leprechaun Lemonade is back for St. Patrick's Day at Raising Cane's. It's the same freshly squeezed lemonade you love, just made green. For a limited time, celebrate with jugs of Leprechaun Lemonade and delicious chicken fingers. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers One Love. Green lemonade. St. Patrick's.
Their lemonade is so good.
It is.
I do. I stop and get it a lot just to get the lemonade. Just if I buzz through and just get it.
Hey, Dan from
It is very
Wichita
tasty.
weighs in on something Bill
Oh, what did
said
he say?
Yeah.
earlier. Dan from Wichita. And I met Dan, had dinner with him and his wife in Wichita this summer. He said, I plan to contact local meteorologists here in Wichita and strongly suggest they use the term inverted wind in their forecast. Tell
That
Coach,
was beautiful.
Tell Coach, thanks. The wind
Appreciate
was
that.
inverted.
Because when you know things are still. But then it's to my mind that was stillness. Then Steve Wright goes, that means like a
suction.
Yeah, it's like I just pictured that the wind is blowing -1 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting concept.
Did you see Dan when you were there and you got
Yes.
sick from the chicken?
Yes,
tacos?
I saw Dan before I got sick.
So he was not there for the meal. That you
Dan,
got
that's
sick.
incredible. Thanks for being a listener.
Yeah, it was before.
So okay,
It was the first round of tacos. They had a taco
Those
bar.
ones didn't hurt you,
And those were fine.
Yeah, those were at the event, and they were 100% fine. It was the taco. I went to another, just an odd. I mean, I don't know why I did it. I didn't want to go back to the hotel, so I went to
The
a
night
Mexican
was too
place.
good, and you didn't want it to end. One of those
I
nights,
went
I
to a
didn't want it
Mexican-
to end. So instead of going out and maybe getting a beer, you went for a bonus raw taco. I'll have the
Why
raw
not?
chicken taco instead. And I just ate at a taco bar. Dan, is there any way we can get the whole stool down there next year for this big event?
Yes,
that would be
to
fun.
Wichita.
It'd be to Wichita.
Hey, wait a second, Dan. If you're listening, think about that.
I hope he's listening. Text in.
All three
He's
of
still
us
listening.
could
Good.
come down.
That would be great.
You just pay me.
Yeah.
But all three. All
We'll
three.
take gift cards. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah,
By the way, plug today. St. Mary's in Class D2.
They're
Okay?
real. They're real.
9 a.m. here against Silver Lake, the 8 seed. Nick Sainer on the call for that game from PBA. 10:45 Class D2 Archangels Catholic against Stewart, the 4 and
We
5
had Stewart
game.
fans here this morning.
I saw them. I saw the
I
Stewart
talked to
fans.
the Stewart fans this morning. Yes,
Okay.
they are at a fever pitch.
And then we have 4 Class B games. Norris and Pius, the 1 versus the 8 seed there at 1:30.
Don't count Pius out.
Scott versus DC West, the 4 and 5 game at 3:15. Scotts Bluff, 2 seed Scotts Bluff against 7 seed Gretna East at 6, and Wahoo, the 3 seed against 6 seed Elkhorn North in Class B. All your action today here on the ticket.
You mentioned Class A. Was there a Class A?
That was
game?
yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yep. Any
Back
updates in that? I don't think it was all chalk. Actually, sorry. Southeast beats North Star 58-57 buzzer beater. To
Sure wasn't. Hold it. Wasn't Northeast.
It was not Northeast. I misspoke. It was
Yeah.
Southeast. I got it right this time. I was wrong yesterday. That's
Wow,
it for
Bill.
us. Class D2 Hoops is next with Nick Sainer. St. Mary's and Silver Lake is next on the ticket. See you tomorrow.
Where can you find creative inspiration for just $8 at the Husker Lawn and Leisure Show? From the latest indoor and outdoor trends to fantastic landscape displays. March 14th through the 16th at Sand Hills Global Event Center.